I'm Dave Anthony. Fox News Special Envoy Steve Witkoff is in Moscow now, meeting with leader Vladimir Putin 2 days before President Trump's deadline for Russia to agree to a ceasefire or face new economic sanctions, including big tariffs on Russia's trading partners. This as European allies keep helping defend Ukraine, purchasing $1 billion worth of U.S. military aid.
Will allow Ukraine to, quote, protect critical infrastructure and civilian lives while also staying in the fight until a lasting ceasefire happens.
State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce, Israel is considering escalating the war in Gaza, trying to get the remaining hostages released, considering a plan to take over and occupy Gaza. President Trump says that's up to Israel. Right now, his focus is on the international outcry over starving Palestinians.
The people of Gaza that are obviously not doing too well with the food. And I know Israel's going to help us with that in terms of distribution and also money.
The U.S. and Israel also say Hamas has been stealing food. With dozens of Texas Democratic lawmakers still out of state blocking a redistricting vote in the legislature, the Republican governors filed a lawsuit trying to remove the State House Democratic leader from office.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott wants the more than 50 state Democrats to return home in order to proceed with the redistricting aimed at giving Republicans up to 5 additional U.S. House seats in the midterms. Now, President Trump is weighing in, calling for the potential for reinforcements to help him do that.
And as the president suggests the FBI might have to get involved, Fox's Lucas Tomlinson also reports.
Former President Barack Obama weighing in on X, posting, "We can't lose focus on what matters right now. Republicans in Texas are trying to gerrymander district lines to unfairly win 5 seats in next year's midterm elections. This is a power grab that undermines our democracy."
A wildfire burning in central California, up to 83,000 acres, the biggest wildfire of the year in that state. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and if you want to do business with a company that actually stands for something, switch to Pure Talk. I did. Sure, I appreciate being on America's most dependable 5G network with unlimited talk and text for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is Pure Talk's commitment to our military and to our skilled workforce. That matters to me. Save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Subaru of Gwinnett. You'll love the difference. The Morning Extra, only on Extra 106.3.
Morning, y'all. Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3.
I'm glad you're 12 years old and you wandered right into my wheelhouse before we even started the show.
Yes, there's...
That's how I went to bed last night.
Laughing at the WNBA a little bit.
There's a game afoot.
There's a serial thrower.
You haven't been paying attention, and it's a weird way to start the show. I would freely admit it.
Yes.
But one of the things that we saw for years in Buffalo has now, for some reason, made its way into the WNBA of throwing a sex toy onto the floor during the middle of the game. Now, we've had a man who's been prosecuted here in Atlanta for doing this, and it happened for the 3rd time last night. And the funniest part to me about that is that WNBA player with the Indiana Fever, Sophie Cunningham, attractive, by the way, she ended up tweeting this out, putting it on X on August 1st. "Stop throwing on the court. You're going to hurt one of us." She retweeted it 4 hours ago and said, "This did not age well," as she actually got hit by said sex toy.
They actually hit her?
Hit her in the foot.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like it like...
Yeah.
But
I saw Clay Travis yesterday was trying to sell some books saying he would donate to the gentleman who was arrested here in Atlanta. He would donate to his legal fund.
So now you had the betting lines on the color of said sex toy. And sure enough, this one was as green as the others.
It seems like they're all bright, very, very bright green.
And Sophie Cunningham, as she's walking off the floor, is like laughing like, oh my God, it just happened
It just
again.
happened again. My question to Los, Dre, and I'll let you jump in on this if you have a...
As one of the girls just kicks it away like seriously?
Yuck. How do you slip that in? I mean, into the into the venue. How do you get it into the arena to throw it?
Carefully.
Yes. I mean, like if you're trying to get in, a airplane bottle into a college football game, to have yourself a nip, you put that in your boot. Where do you put this?
In your boot.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. Well. So anyway, now that's my curiosity is how you accomplish the goal. Because it is.
So if you just want to know what's going on in the sports world that doesn't have to do with the Braves, just know it's in the WNBA.
Yeah, they're getting the attention that they've always wanted.
That's college football can't get here soon enough.
No kidding. What are we? Month less than a month out.
It's like August 29th, I think.
There you go. That first weekend.
Sophie Cunningham, again from the Indiana Fever, who had this thing laying next to her. On August 1st, she said to stop throwing on the court. You're going to hurt one of us.
Yeah.
And somebody said, this is why I'm never, ever, ever getting rid of eggs. Stop playing basketball on the range. As if their court is meant for throwing these on it.
That's right. This is so great.
Oh, my God, that's funny.
And funny and awful. And,
I had forgotten that has become a tradition in Buffalo as well.
Whenever they play New England over the years, you will have someone throw, from the stands. And if you want to go back and look at funny NFL films, go look up sex toy Buffalo Bills when New England's trying to score, and then suddenly these things come flying onto the field.
Boink. It just lands. Oh my gosh! And we can't obviously tell you about the funny memes, but you can do just
they're fun.
Quick,
they're out there.
Search on X.
I thought after the prosecution of the gentleman in Atlanta, this would come to an end, but no, it has not.
No, it's if anything, it'll probably enhance it.
Is this not a backlash when you have the WNBA? And again, I'm all for get your money, but when you're in a league that does not generate a large amount of revenue
or any
that is subsidized by another league, when you say pay us what you owe us, it's kind of a clown show, and it's being treated by even the fans.
Yeah, I don't know what they expect. Like, what is it? What is your fair share of losing $40 million?
Right.
Yeah, help me understand that. I'm like you, dude. Make all the money you can. I don't fault anybody for making as much money as they can. I want to as well.
In the same way that I laugh at the people who've rallied around Stephen Colbert. You can't lose $40 million a year doing a program and then start turning it into, well, I'm only being silenced because Donald Trump hates me.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're losing $40 million a year, man.
Enter Howard Stern.
Dude, that's the next one in the next line.
Next one to follow. What do they pay him? $100 million for some crazy number like that?
Monster contract. And again, 2020 broke some people. It broke Howard Stern.
No kidding.
Howard Stern he's not been able to function like a typical human. And he's one of the GOATs. He's one of the greatest of all time.
One of the best interviewers I've ever heard in my entire life.
And yet, what went on with that man's mind has warped him to the point where it's not even worth it to Sirius to keep the greatest of all time on their airwaves.
They're another organization that's not flourishing with money. I mean, they've had their struggles. They're talking about introducing a paid level that's the lowest level, I guess, of subscription, that the music stations will have commercials. And for me, just I step back and be like, well, why would I pay to listen to commercials? That's the whole point. You either pay for it or you have ad-supported content. It's one or the other. XM's like, no, we're going to do both. We're going to charge you and play commercials. I mean, it just makes no sense. So when you see all these organizations not doing incredibly well and they have these robust contracts, it's just nothing's going to work out. That's not a formula to win or to succeed.
What I have now seen happen in the marketplace, it started with cord cutting, where you had options. It wasn't just, I've got to sign up for this cable service and here's what it's going to be. Then we used to have people that talked about, well, when are things going to be a la carte so that I don't have to pay for this programming? Man, digital changed the game across the board, where now if you want a particular television service and you want it for 1 month, you can just buy it, download it, and you decide what channels you want, and you decide what package you want, and that's what it's going to be. And that mentality, I believe, flourished throughout the entire marketplace where, again, we love the 4-hour listener. All right, 4-hour listener is great. You're going to get your fanny pack. I'm going to buy them fanny packs. You're going to hand them on out. You're going to get that fanny pack.
That's right.
The other next important listener to us is the one who also downloads our programming as a podcast and listens to 4 hours.
That's right. Or listens to any amount, for that matter. We'd love 4 hours.
We love it.
Because if you listen on the app in podcast form within 24 hours of this show airing, we are credited for your listenership, and we appreciate it. So all the folks that do that, and we know they exist.
Yeah. We're
grateful for
that's
you.
that digital menu.
It is.
Hey, I don't want to get up with the guys at 6. I want to get up at 8, but I want to listen to the whole show. So I'll listen from here.
I'll start at 8 by listening to the 6 o'clock hour through, and time shift it. It's a la carte. It's good.
But that's where the Howard Sterns and the Stephen Colberts and everybody else of the world, that programming has had such a problem unless it is subsidized by tax dollars. And now that we have seen that go away with USAID, it makes me wonder about a lot of this stuff can't function without your money.
What else was being supported?
What else was being supported in this way? Because you and I have been in this business long enough. If you're not making revenue, you don't keep the show.
No, that's right. It goes away quickly.
It goes away quickly. You and I have grown up in this business where everything starts with ratings and revenue and ratings. Here's what the numbers are. Here's what we're making. Here's what's going on. If you don't have those two, you don't have a program. For the longest time, it seems that these other programs have been subsidized by the American taxpayer to pump out leftist garbage.
And when you prop it up for a really long time, people get fat and happy. They're like,
the money's always coming.
It's never going to stop. It'll be there forever. $100 million coming my way.
Let's say something that's going to insult half the country. But we don't have to worry about it because, hey, we're getting the tax dollars anyway.
I hate Donald Trump and I hate MAGA voters. That's because that was Stern's thing, right? Last year, that was his whole
He told them that they don't have to listen to his show.
Yeah, that was his proclamation.
And I dare say it, part of the allure for Howard Stern in the early years was Howard Stern was abrasive. He was in your face. He was going to take the system and turn it on its ear. And that's appealing to people. What happens when you become a total member of the system?
When you rage for the machine. Hello, Rage Against the Machine. Talking about you this morning, too.
And again, it gets a little bit more challenging than just that. I think the show obviously changed when he went through his divorce. And suddenly he wasn't the part of what made that show so magical, obviously with the interviews, but you have a guy surrounded by beautiful women and he's married and he doesn't have any part of this.
Yeah.
And then it just turned into, I'm just another rich guy doing rich guy things.
Yeah.
And keep your mask on.
Yeah, and don't come out. I'm not coming out of the basement.
And
I'm going to do my show from home.
That was pretty much the end of that.
Yeah. And, and early on, you talk about being abrasive, too. They had all the crazy characters. They did all that. It was a fun, but people who hated Stern listened to Stern just to see what he would say, see what he would do. The people that loved him obviously are going to be there. And then, you're right, the show did evolve, but he became, when I say the best interviewer I've ever heard, especially with music, because that's something I love. I can sit and watch reels of his interviews, one right after another, and he just hits it out of the park every time.
And yet he managed to alienate the audience.
50% of people were just like, you know what, I know it's good, but I don't care.
I'll move on to the next thing.
I'll find it somewhere else.
I'm telling you, this is the rise of that digital aspect. Early on when we launched this radio station, and I remember coming over and I would hear from people, well, the signal, we're not able to get. I was like, listen, you jump on your phone, man.
Yeah.
Like everything
like
is
you
at
do
your
for everything
fingertips.
else.
Everything is at your fingertips now. If there's content that is good, people will go and find it. At the same time, if there's content that they just go, not for me, they move on quickly. And that's what Sirius is finding out with Howard Stern. I couldn't believe it when I read that. I was like, wow, they're ditching Howard Stern.
You know what, though? But now that we've talked about it.
But it all makes sense with what else is going on in the world.
It was surprising when I read it last night, too.
I'll point this out. Stephen Colbert, I didn't, because I never watched the show.
Yeah, man,
and I always looked at it as Colbert was a funny guy on Comedy Central and then went to do the Late Show, and here's what it was going to turn into. I didn't know, because I haven't been plugged into this, that basically all it was let's interview all the Democrats.
Yeah, that's it, dude. Yes. That's what it's been for,
I didn't know,
4 years.
But then when you start watching all the reels and everything they've had over the last 6 years, I'm like, wait a minute, you sat down with James Comey in 2018?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
And just gave him carte blanche.
FBI director to let him say whatever he wanted to say. First off, you're interviewing an FBI director on a comedy show.
Which, look, if you do it right, it could be funny. You could do something entertaining and funny with it, but that wasn't his goal.
No.
It was
propaganda.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So weird.
It's so
odd. And now that that money is going away, the government teat.
Yeah.
Well, now you gotta exist on your own.
Yeah, it's funny you talk about.
Come on over here. Let's do this.
Listen on your phone, but I look right here. What is on my phone? There's Apple TV, there's Direct TV, and there's, well, that's your HBO Max.
Yeah, it's HBO Max.
It just belongs to you. But but that's the point, right? No different than you watch TV on your phone. Like, it used to be foreign for people to be like, what do you mean I'm going to listen to the radio on my phone?
Yeah.
Now it's so normal. Every radio station's got an app. Every content creator's got an app. It is so easy and available, because you're right. I remember the same argument. Well, I can't hear you north of exit 10 on 400.
Get the app.
Yeah, I can't hear you. The lady that listens in Mobile, Alabama. Jeff in Canada.
Florida.
We're
throughout the Southeast.
We're like Pitbull boy. We're Mr. Worldwide to infinity.
That's right.
That's what we are.
Whenever we get that app data, we're like, oh my God, we have listeners over there. And it always goes back to the same thing. A local show that is talking about politics in this way. And people gravitate towards it. It's kind of cool.
Yes, and we're grateful. We're very grateful. Unlike Howard Stern, if you hate us, we want you here.
Yes.
We're the exact opposite.
We're still your friends.
If you hate what we're saying but like us, that's fine too. Because I got plenty of friends that I don't agree with on everything.
Yeah, I don't agree with Tug all the time.
Right, but we're still buds.
That's right. I see what he does in here.
Well, it's
awful.
You're not supposed to tell everybody. You're not supposed to share some of the things that happen otherwise. No, but seriously.
He throws sex toys at my car when I leave the office. It's awful.
And I couldn't find the neon green one. So I got this. I got
to run on those lately.
Take that!
I got this baby blue. Just gave it a chug.
Just hit my windshield. I was like, oh no.
That's right.
Tug is upset.
Yeah, I was furious. I'm so mad. I threw a sex toy at Lowe's. Man, it doesn't even sound right to say. But that's where we are, man. We're just grateful that no matter why you're here, that you are here. And we're unlike Howard Stern. And want you and appreciate you and all those type things. Yesterday, I don't want to say I'm sad, because I'm not sad, but I'm dragging a little bit because I was up late last night. My son drugged me to the Braves game to watch.
You made a mistake on that one.
Just get battered, and we knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. We're like, we're gonna go and watch them just get their face kicked in.
Well, Milwaukee's a really good ball club.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. And they have proven it over and over once again.
But 2 straight nights they've shown you.
Yeah, that's right.
This is what a good ball clubs look like.
And you're not. And this is the exact opposite of what a good ball club looks like when you watch the Braves. But my son is headed back to college. So, it was just that last night. He's going to go to Charleston for the weekend, and then we're going to meet back up and get him moved back into Augusta. But so I'm running. I'm drinking an energy drink, dragging a little this morning, disappointed in the Braves. But I've already smiled, I've already laughed, and it's 6:19. That's the type show we do. That's
we try.
That's what makes me get up in the morning, and Los and Dre get up early to spend it with you, because even when you have those days where it's like, oh, I don't know if I can do it today, get a giggle, get a chuckle, learn something, maybe think about something that you didn't before.
Tug was going to be like a Texas Democrat initially. He was going to run for the hills and try and hide out in another state.
That's
right.
And
we brought him back. We're like, no. You're not allowed to do that.
That's right. And I'm better for it, though. That's the thing. Y'all reeled me back in. And
See, all the rules don't apply.
That's right.
Los, the Texas Ranger of radio in Georgia.
That's right. I reeled him back in. I was like,
The Oracle.
No,
Atlanta,
sir.
Also a Texas Ranger at the exact same time. My man does it all, and you get it for free. You don't got to pay anything. On the app, best way to listen. Now that we've had that conversation, you should go download that thing wherever you get your apps. It's real simple. It's real easy, and it's real good. To be part of the Extra family here on Extra 106.3. When we continue, Bortz, listening to AI Bortz's classic. You have to hear it, and you will next.
Extra 106.3 is Atlanta's home for NASCAR, and we have live races every weekend from across the country. Check out extra1063.com for the full schedule and join us this weekend for live NASCAR action.
Hey, it's Tug. This morning, I got a little jacket on here in the building because it's quite cold in here inside in the studio, but outside, probably not as much. But isn't that something? It's when you're in and out of buildings and things are different temperatures, and you don't want that for your home, though, right? So don't have it for your home where it's cool downstairs but hot upstairs. Don't do that. Get central heating and air conditioning and have them out to your house to perform a maintenance agreement. The maintenance being done on the HVAC will make it last longer, which these days is the goal. Maybe it's always been the goal because those things are expensive. Chuck and his team at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, they know that. That's why they encourage you to do the bi-yearly maintenance. So semi-annual, I think, is the way that most people say that. But getting that semi-annual maintenance done, and it will make your investment last longer. Now, if you're past the point of no return, you need a fix, you need a repair, they can do it. Of course, on Carrier, because they're your Atlanta Carrier experts, but on any brand. And if it's time to replace the whole thing, maybe we waited really too long, you can get the whole thing replaced with a great new Carrier system. So many options, but the difference is when you pick up the phone, you won't be asked to push one for anything. There will be an employee of Chuck's at Central Heating and Air Conditioning that answers the phone. Give it a try today. Even if you don't need anything, don't want anything, just test me on it. Call 770-GET-HEAT and see if someone don't answer your phone, because they will. Or you can check them out online, centralheat.com.
When you enter the financial red zone, it's time to start rethinking your financial strategies and protecting what you've built. Coach Pete, what should we consider in the financial red zone?
As we enter that financial red zone, which is over age 50, we must have some money put aside that's going to give us a guaranteed lifetime income. Without income, you don't have a retirement. Now, you get your Social Security, so work on maximizing that, but then you've got money in 401ks, 403bs, TSPs, IRAs, anywhere you have money, and it's a nice lump sum. But we need to figure out how much income you can get from the lump sum you have that's guaranteed for life. That takes all the worry out of it in retirement. If you already know you've already got the money put aside, you don't have to get a checkbook out. The money's already there. Just make sure it's in the right place to give you and your family that lifetime income you can never outlive.
For a comprehensive and customized retirement review, call Coach Pete's local trusted advisor, Craig Chandler of Chandler Wealth Management. 800-419-6164. 800-419-6164.
A born leader never rests. The GLE SUV continues to advance its legacy with intuitive technology, rich refinement, and all hybrid power, including a plug-in model. From safety to style, leadership is a GLE family value. Get an exceptional offer on the 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLE 350 SUV. Just $829 per month for 36 months with $62.83 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details and see how to qualify. We'd love to welcome you to the RBM of Atlanta family. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through September 2nd, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia lemon law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Modular and offsite construction is booming. If you're an architect, building engineer, supplier, developer, or contractor, you can't miss the Offsite Construction Summit, returning to the International Convention Center in Atlanta on August 19th. With the rising cost of traditional building, modular and offsite construction is changing the way companies build housing, retail, healthcare, restaurants, and more. So don't miss the Offsite Construction Summit on August 19th. This is your opportunity to create new business and learn from the industry's best. Register today at offsiteconstructionnetwork.com. That's offsiteconstructionnetwork.com.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Wednesday, August 6th. The Trump administration announced a $3.8 billion public-private partnership loan to add toll lanes along a 16-mile section of Georgia 400. The project will add new lanes in both directions along a section from MARTA's North Springs Station to 1 mile north of McFarland Parkway. The project also includes new bridges and other safety improvements. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said the funding, made possible by the Transportation Infrastructure Finance and Innovation Act, is the largest loan approved to a single borrower to date. A fifth suspect in the recent viral brawl in Cincinnati was arrested in Atlanta. 38-year-old Patrick Rosemond was arrested by FBI agents and charged with assault and aggravated riot. He'll now be extradited to Ohio. And the Fernbank Museum will undergo a $27 million facelift. The update includes new exhibits, galleries, and interactive experiences for guests of the museum. It's the largest renovation in the 33-year history of the museum, expected to be completed by the end of next year. Today's weather mostly cloudy with slightly warmer temperatures in the upper 70s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Our guest today, who's usually with us on the phone or over the internet from Naples, the talk master, Neal Boortz in studio. Also joined by Roddy from CPAPs, et cetera, in Alpharetta, who Neal endorses, and Neal credits with saving his life, man. It's always good to have him. His daughter's here with us as a Georgia Tech student. So we got. Who
is not studying gender studies, by the
way. Probably the smartest person in the room based on what she's studying.
Well, she's studying chemistry, and I had to take every chemistry class twice just to get a passing grade.
You know, the other thing maybe people don't realize about Georgia Tech, when one of the big media outlets did a study on the universities with the most freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Auburn University, number one in the nation.
Really good.
Most freedom of speech. Dead last, Harvard University.
No surprise.
And you know,
what a shocker.
Georgia Tech was in the top 10.
What
freedom
about
of
Emory?
Speech I don't recall seeing Emory. I'm sure they were in there somewhere.
Well, Emory
probably toward the bottom.
Well, Emory Hospital and Emory Medical saved my wife's life, so I have great affection for.
Sure,
for
I
Emory.
understand. I don't know where they fell as far as freedom of speech, but I was proud of those Yellow Jackets.
Remember before the 2016 election, I think it was, or whatever. One election, when people took chalk and wrote the word Trump on some sidewalks around Emory. Did you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And oh, my God, they called out the mental health.
It was a microaggression.
For the students.
So silly.
Oh, are you okay?
I saw something written on chalk.
Somebody wrote Trump on it.
By the way, think of that.
Do we have to hospitalize you?
For as long as Neal was doing the syndicated show, the fact that they would have to come up with terms like microaggression. Could you imagine, like, in the 90s, you're
Unreal.
like, so everybody, just so you know, 20 years from now, they're going to come up with microaggression, which means it's a little thing, but it's going to hospitalize you.
Listen, I have a PhD in microaggression.
I bet you're more macro.
Yeah. No, there's no micro about your aggression.
Exactly right. We've got a great game that Los has come up with to play with Neal Boortz. Los, take it away, man.
Yeah, so, and this was back in the past. We've been
I have a lot of past.
Well, we've been experimenting with AI Neal Boortz, and this is kind of the growth of AI. We have used it to try a couple of different things. For instance, when the radio station was having all the promos with you on them and talking about, like, here's what's going on, and it'd always be like, Neal Boortz 106.3. We decided to create our own AI Neal Boortz and to have him talk about some crazy stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard this one, but take a listen.
Did you know the Earth is flat? Yes, NASA has been lying to you for all of these years. Government lying to you, imagine that. So Donna and I took the board ship out to the ocean, determined to sail to the end of the Earth. That's the place where the polar ice caps hold the Earth together and keep it from spilling out into space. You know what we found when we got there? A little island where the society grows pineapples. And those pineapples are very helpful in my neighborhood these days. Neil Bortz, Extra 1063.
It's just the most random.
Well, you know, I had a thought last night about the flat Earth people.
What did you think?
See?
Yeah.
Okay, they think the Earth is flat and has a dome over it.
Yes.
Right.
Who does maintenance on that dome?
I guess.
What happens if there's a crack? Who fixes it?
There's a Netflix documentary where it has them. It's called like Behind the Curve. They're just lonely people. That's all. They just want a community. In the way that, listen, I find sports people like SEC football. Hey, we're all in this together. That's all they are, Neil. They're just lonely people.
Behind the Curve.
Yeah, Behind the Curve is the Netflix. I don't know if it's still there. I'll see if I can
Do you have
find it for
Netflix
you.
so you can look it up and watch it?
I have some dear friends
Yeah, he
in
does. He's
Atlanta
got Poop Cruise.
who've bought into that.
Oh, they believe they're flat earthers.
They do. There's a big ice wall that surrounds this thing.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Well, what's on the bottom?
I don't have any idea.
In that documentary, they go to different conferences and they all just hang out with one another. That's all.
And
It's
have
just
drinks.
It's just a bunch of lonely people. This is what they have found.
But
That's all.
isn't that what most of the conspiracy theorists like that? Isn't that what they're all looking
that's
for?
what liberals think conservatives are like.
Right, they did, but then now we are the majority. I mean, common sense has made a comeback, and so they're in the minority by crazy amounts. I mean, the approval ratings. Are
By the way, I'm changing my voter registration
to
a Republican.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is this first time ever? He's always been libertarian.
Well, I'm registered libertarian.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So
if it's good enough for Sydney Sweeney, by God, it's good enough.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely. Good for her. And did you see, we figured out why they hate Sydney Sweeney. So it had nothing to do with the genes, nothing to do with the ad. She's a registered Republican. That's why they hate her. And did you see the video of her with the 9mm? She looked like she looked like she belonged in the army.
She was cycling that thing pretty quickly.
Yeah,
she was amazing.
Well, there's a place called Deep Lake down there near Naples, and I take my 1911 out there all the. By the way, I see your bag back here with the AR in it.
Oh, see, you weren't supposed to notice, Neil.
You can't help it.
We
though.
have to protect the building.
We love to shoot steel. Ever shoot steel?
I don't believe I have.
That's steel targets.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Yes, I have. A summer ago, up in right where North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina kind of come together. Most people don't realize there's mountains in South Carolina. Friend has a place over there, and they have an outdoor range, and it's got steel targets. Yeah. And it's loud too when it hits.
Clank, clank,
clank, clank, clank. Yeah, it's great. It's
very,
great.
very rewarding.
Yes, sir, it is.
So we tried a little bit of a different thing when it comes to AI Neil Bortz. We started feeding it all of your jokes. All of your jokes that you always throw out in your commentaries. You always throw out like good, funny commentary.
Don't you tell no stories. No. You know what you're doing.
So we have now, as it's grown, it's evolved. It's now been spitting this sort of stuff back at us. Take a listen.
Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bortz? What kind of bees make milk? Boobies. Oh, come on. Laughing hysterically. I am no Nate Bargatze, that's for sure.
Did that not work?
That's perfect.
I was kind of thinking it just keeps coming up with different ones.
Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bortz? How did Burger King get Dairy Queen pregnant? He forgot to wrap his Whopper.
Oh!
I'm laughing because it's funny. AI created these jokes?
These are all AI created.
Yeah.
Can you tell when my commentaries are written by?
About every other.
There's always going to be that aspect right now of AI where it doesn't have the same soul.
Yeah, you can just tell.
It doesn't have that same energy.
Yeah, it says it, but there's no life behind it. I mean, you can obviously tell that when you hear.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like you, but it doesn't have your panache. It doesn't have that energy.
AI is so. I told AI, I said when my granddaughter got her driver's license, I said, create a picture of my granddaughter driving I'm not going to mention what kind of car she drives, but create the picture. And I created it and sent it to my granddaughter. Nice AI, Grandpa.
Well, at least she knew. She knew immediately.
But they put her on the wrong side of the car.
Well, that's so cool.
Yeah. See,
she's so lovely,
That's
too.
the issue with AI. It's always just a little bit off right now.
And that just looks like she's in London somewhere driving because she's on the opposite side. Maybe that's it.
No,
but what a cool picture, though.
Oh, yeah. AI just said, can you send us a picture of your grand? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we'll put her in the. I forgot to say, she's not in Britain. They put her on the wrong side of the car.
I got a kick out of putting Tug in all sorts of crazy scenarios. I would just send him pictures of just like, here's Tug doing this, here's Tug, and it. In fact, I took one picture where I asked it to make a cartoon version of Tug, and then I sent it to him, and he was like, "That's really sharp. I'm going to use that on my radio
really
show."
Good. It did. I was really.
He's like, I'm going to use that on my radio show.
Absolutely,
it's going to get out of control, guys. Let me hear another one of the Bort's jokes. Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bort's? What do you get when you cross human DNA with goat DNA? You get kicked out of the petting zoo. I'm the most fun at parties. Okay, that one's funny.
The goal has been accomplished. We're making Neil laugh.
That one is.
We got him.
That AI Neil.
AI Neil Bort's got him.
So good.
He's going to leave. He's going to be like, I got to tell you, petting zoo joke.
That's right. Yeah, that won't be. That's going to show up on Facebook somewhere or on one of his social networks.
What did you do? You fed my voice to them, I guess.
Yeah.
And then said make a joke out of it.
And it only asks. It asked for 30 seconds. And so now the scammers are picking this sort of stuff. Like you were the first person who said you need to come up with a password to be able to share with your family. It is wild how much it's now able to mimic what the voices are supposed to sound like.
Well, there's one out there says speak a few words here, and then we're gonna put create a recording of you singing, and I can't sing.
I don't believe that.
No, I cannot.
All right.
No.
Oh, it'll make you.
Yeah, we can turn you into a singer.
But I created. I asked it to create the song with my voice of that country hit. I'm Gonna Love You Forever, and I created that for my wife.
Oh, sweet.
I know that's gooey, isn't it?
No, it's
Forever
fine.
Never Amen. You talking about the Randy Travis song? What song are you talking about?
Yeah, Randy Travis.
So
God,
good.
what a great voice that man had.
And they've just released a new song with Randy Travis done through AI with a song that he was going to be a part of.
Yeah.
You got the last one, those? Do we got time?
Would you guys on this morning show like to hear a joke from AI Bort's? Why did the sperm cross the road? Oh, nice. Because I put the wrong socks on this morning.
Oh! I don't know where to go with that.
You're welcome, Atlanta.
1 out of 5 ain't bad.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We got to laugh out of you once. That's all that matters.
Is my wife? No, she's okay.
Yeah, we got about 4 more minutes.
And you've got underwear, so
you got underwear. Yeah,
so it'll cover your onus.
Boy, she'll be glad to see that.
Yeah. You want her to cover the onus too?
Yeah. She'll be cover the what?
The onus.
The onus.
Yeah, cover your onus.
My onus? What the hell are you talking about?
You don't remember us bringing that up one time before?
No.
So we had a scenario, and this has been going on for years, where one guy I used to work with, he would mix up metaphors on a regular basis, and for some reason he thought that the term was the anus is on you
instead of the onus. And so
everyone was like, the what? And so now it's just become this thing on this show where it's like, well, cover up your onus, or the anus is on you to take care of this.
Well, you heard me talk about my daughter the other day.
Yes.
Yeah.
That it's what tell me about that horse. What horse? Well, you're always saying the horse you rode in on. What horse is that? But Nate, do you know Nate Bargatze?
Yeah.
No, he's very funny.
He's funny.
Clean.
Very funny guy.
He does a whole bit on one fell swoop. He had a whole bit about his wife said, well, I want to do this in one fell swoop. And so he takes off on that phrase, and it's hilarious. The guy's I just love him.
He's great, and the fact that he doesn't cuss. I mean, he's
pretty straight.
He's clean cut. Yeah, and that doesn't exist a lot anymore.
He's going to ruin himself though.
Why?
How so?
He's going to do a sitcom.
Yeah,
Leanne Morgan's doing that right now.
Yeah.
Do you like her?
I do.
I do too, but that sitcom's awful. As funny as she is, and I love her.
That was a 90s mentality that people wanted to get into stand-up to then get the sitcom.
No, listen, he's making enough money with the stand-up. Leave the sit. No, he's going to hurt himself with this.
Yeah, leave it alone.
I don't know who's advising him, but it's bad advice.
Now, if you do watch, when it comes to Shane Gillis, Tires on Netflix, okay.
Oh, yeah. So is that one okay?
That's an extension.
Okay.
I mean, it's body, it's crude, it's funny.
Yes,
it's like, but that's the deal. It's like you go do a sitcom, and then suddenly you're not doing your act anymore.
Yeah.
Well, there's one woman, brunette comic, Leanna something on. Oh my.
Leanna,
no, don't. If you put it on your computer, some of it might leak on the air. You don't want to do that. No.
All right, got it. Yeah, I tell you, it's. Are there when you look back at your time on the radio for so many years, influencing so many people and talking to so many people, are there listeners that you connected with that you became maybe more? Became friends.
Became good friends. Yeah. There were some, not a lot.
Yeah,
because I'm not. I'm not fun to know.
I don't believe that.
But true. But there were some. But you know who was never a listener?
Who's that?
Ever.
Who?
Never. Donna.
Yeah, my wife does not listen to any programming.
Same here.
No.
Whether it was sports or over here, my wife has never been a listener.
So now she'll hear me do a commentary. So like right now when we're in a hotel room and I record a commentary, and then immediately she starts picking my commentary apart.
Yeah.
And all I can think of is, God, girl, I'm so glad you never listened to me on the radio.
Yeah,
but the question
wouldn't have made it 53 years.
The bigger question is, she right though?
No,
of course not.
Well, okay, so here's the problem I have with this as well, because I'll be 20 years next year with my wife, and she will hear a small portion of something I brought up. And then, and keep in mind, I've been thinking about it probably for 2 or 3 days. I've probably did a little bit of research. I've probably dug into it the same way that Neil does as well. And suddenly, she wants to talk about it like she's the expert. Even if it's just like a little 10-second snippet that she wants to bring up. I'm like, no, you have not earned it. I don't want to hear about it.
Well, I better be very careful never to bring up the idea that perhaps global warming is not all man-made.
Yeah, right. You mean the environment and the climate's been changing?
Don't even hint that the
time?
sunspot activity could be very harsh right now.
Yes.
Don't bring that up.
No, definitely not. Neil, we better get you out so you can get your wife fed. But we want you to take those as a parting gift.
I really,
Is that the most odd gift?
This is a home run.
They're the greatest underwear on the market, I'm telling you.
How many pair in here?
5.
So you got 5 days.
5 of them.
Just enough to get me back home.
That's right. They're so comfortable. You'll love them.
You don't know how happy that makes
Puma
us.
underwear.
By the way, don't ever try to shave with a Harry's razor.
Oh, are they're not up to par?
They're not working.
They're not there?
It's like trying to shave with a grizzly bear's paw.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah,
Boy, there goes that endorsement.
They push those pretty hard.
That's right.
Oh, they're horrible.
We're never going to get a Harry's.
Why did I bring that up? Well, they're just so bad you have to mention it.
Okay, well, then look at there.
Well,
Neil's
the
just
Puma underwear is good.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Now that's the really good stuff. Now we know the really bad stuff.
That's right. Your wife's going to go, oh.
They have a pretty hefty cod piece on
Yes,
them.
yeah, you'll be well taken care of. And they're very soft and comfortable.
Everybody Google cod piece.
If you'd like.
And then Merkin after that. Just look up Merkin.
Not at work.
Then
no, don't look up Merkin.
There'd be alarms going off everywhere. It was so much fun visiting with Neil Borch yesterday. In studio for a solid hour. He had Los rolling, he had me laughing, and he loved his underbritches. So I can't wait.
It's a victory all the way around.
It was, dude. We were like, when he was leaving, physically when he was leaving yesterday, we were like, hey, was that an awkward gift? He was like, no, home run.
He was carrying it like a football.
Dude, he didn't want anything to happen to his Puma underbritches. He wanted to make sure that they were just safe and sound. When we come back, as the Dems run off to Illinois to avoid doing their job, they have one message that they would really like for you to hear. Next on Extra.
The Morning Extra on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 FM.
Good morning, it's Los. Let's talk about the honest car guy. You'll know him as Tom. I know him as Tom. And when you give him a call at 844-SHOW-ME-1, that's 844-SHOW-ME-1, you will get to learn about Tom Mitchell. the honest car guy, honestcarguy.com. Here's how his process works, and it's very simple. Make and model. That's it. That's what you start at. Make and model. What vehicle are you looking for? Then Tom goes to work for you. And for those of you who have used him, who have taken part in this process, you realize the amount of money that you end up saving by having Tom, the honest car guy, take care of your next car purchase. Tom ends up finding that vehicle somewhere in the country. You have no idea when we start. Sometimes it's in Utah, sometimes it's down the street, sometimes in South Georgia, and he gets that car over to you. You know what he's paying for it because the entire process is transparent. And all he does is then say, all right, got you the vehicle. Let's make that purchase. And then you just owe me the honest car guy fee. That's it. That's all. You're not dealing with any of the showroom pricing. You're not dealing with any of the really interesting luxury items that now a lot of these dealerships have. Guess who pays for it? You do. You will end up saving thousands of dollars in this transaction. Go to honestcarguy.com. That's honestcarguy.com, or give Tom a call, 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME1.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Wednesday, August the 6th. The Atlanta Braves have dropped 2 straight at Truist Park to the Milwaukee Brewers, including a 7-2 loss last night. Game 3 of the series goes down tonight. Spencer Strider does make the start for the Braves. He'll be opposed by Jose Quintanilla. First pitch is set for 7:15. You can hear that game on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. From the NFL, ESPN and the league have come to an agreement in which ESPN will acquire the NFL Network and the very popular NFL Red Zone programming. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well, because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretired.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for the weekly radio show Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. Tune in on Saturdays or catch up on all past episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage. We do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
The only thing better than covering all these Trump wins is watching the left implode over it.
Donald Trump is entertaining the world while he's changing the whole freaking planet.
Extra 106.3 is committed to bring you the news you care about most. From Atlanta legends and conservative voices you've relied on for a generation. Proud to be Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Night before last, my wife, son, and I sat down after dinner at the dinner table and played 500 Rummy. One of our favorite games. And let me tell you, I dominated.
Were y'all tired of canasta?
Yeah, Rook. We couldn't find our Rook cards. No, it's just one of our favorites. We've been playing it since Jacob was little, and he asked to play it. So anytime you get that interaction, that time together, you do it. And but here's the thing. I dominated, I would like to say. Dominated. Let's say Los came up, knocked on the door, and said, "Hey, what are y'all doing?" It's like, not playing games. You'd be like, "Well, what do you mean?" I see the cards on the table. I see the score there on that sheet of paper. It's clear that y'all are playing games. And I was like, Los, absolutely not. What are you talking about?
Well, the Texas Democrats, they're certainly not playing games.
I can tell.
Which, when you flee to another state, kind of seems like it's gamesmanship, right?
Yes.
If we're not there, we can't vote.
That's right. So we are physically playing a game as they continue to tell you, well, no, we're not playing games. We're serious people.
This is all this comes down to. We, for the first time, and I can ever remember in my adult life, we're actually fighting fire with fire. These people have long gotten by with, yeah, we know the Republicans are in charge, but they'll run it just like we will. It's different now. The new right is not kidding around with you. The new right is like, oh, you think that's gerrymandering? Watch this.
Bam.
And then when they call it, well, they're gerrymandering, they're going, hell yeah.
Just like you did, and
deal with
pointing out the states.
And then when you have other states like California with Gavin Newsom, who's threatening, well, put a special session together, and then we'll redraw our districts. You can't possibly redraw your districts more to gerrymander it more. Right. You can't. This Kathy Hochul in New York, we might have to meet this challenge and fight fire with fire. What are you talking about? You already did it in 2022 to get rid of seats you lost in 2020 and 2022.
We already, as a matter of fact,
you've already done it.
We're taking a page out of your book.
Yes, that's all that's happening here. They're just upset about it. But I would like for you to listen to the Texas Democrats. No games.
We're not here to play political games. We're here to demand an end to this corrupt process.
Yeah, absolutely.
We ask them to stop hiding things from the public. We ask them to stop doing things behind closed doors. We ask them to stop attacking Texas communities. They refuse because their loyalty and fealty to Donald Trump overrides all other interests.
No, the new right is actually just after your butt now.
That's right.
And you are having to deal with it. This used to be this entire group of people, from the baby boomers on, where it was live and let live. Yeah, the Democrats are looking to destroy your country. This is no longer about just the polite opposition. This is no longer about, well, we all fear socialism and communism, but so we'll figure this thing out together. No, the battle's real now. You actually have to put a helmet on and get after it. And that is what's going on with the new right. They recognize that these people are incredibly toxic to your country. And listen, they're going to have their opposition, that's fine. But if you give them too much power, you've seen what we'll do with it. I mean, these are people that threw open the floodgates and said 20 million people come on in because it's in our interest of our power.
And right now there's a federal judge that is now telling the Trump administration, you must accept. There was a ruling this past Friday that says you must reopen the border to asylum seekers.
How about no?
Yeah, that's exactly right. But that's the Democrat Party. That's the way they work. That's the way they operate. And this is the new right saying, no, we're not putting up with it anymore. And to echo what you're saying, I mean, look at Elizabeth Warren in New York when she said, yes, that's what we want.
We should be talking more like Mamdani.
Mamdani, which is
He's the future.
That's exactly right.
He's the one we've picked him out to fight against Donald Trump. Really?
We tell you
that's your fighter?
When we tell you they're trying to destroy your country, look no further than right there. That is that's where the game is being played.
They're just not hiding it anymore.
No, it is.
The fight is out in the open, people.
And crazy, Mamdani, he was over in Africa at a wedding that was heavily protected by armed guards. Maybe you would call them police officers. And yet, in New York City, he doesn't want the people of New York to have that same protection.
Well, and that was him flipping on that as well. That was him with Elizabeth Warren talking about, no, our police need even more backing. It's like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Do you mean more money, more police on the street? No, they need more support. What, you're going to just happen to say, go get them police?
After you've already told us you want to defund them?
After you were one of the proponents of defund the police, no cash bail, and all the other problems that it causes in these larger cities?
You know that is going to be something that will be pounced on, and you're going to step back from it. You're not changing your opinion. You're changing the description of it.
I mean, just think. As a child of the 80s into the 90s, I mean, you lived through the Cold War, and for those of you that are even older than we are, could you imagine that you would actually have people in a prominent position within a party talking about top-down control and seizing the means of production and government-run stores?
No.
You lived through what this was. You saw what this was during the 80s and during the Cold War.
You saw it up close. But that's why they go after young people, because they're too young to know that and probably aren't taught that in school.
I mean, I just remember how crazy it was when suddenly, if you had a pair of Levi's, you were like the most impressive person in all of Russia. Like, people would take their clothes there to go sell them.
That's exactly right. For $1,000 a pair, and only the oligarchs could buy them.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. When we continue on Extra 106.3, 6 o'clock hour, brought to you by Subaru of Gwinnett. One network is not taking the Russia hoax investigation seriously. Let you hear from them next on Extra.
Your favorite Extra shows are streaming live video from the studio on Extra 106.3's YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Extra YouTube channel and get the Morning Extra and the Kimmer Show in live digital video.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's here to tell you about a new company that is changing the way people buy their next pre-owned car or truck. At The Honest Car Guy, they offer a completely transparent way to purchase a vehicle. You pay what he pays, plus a small honest fee. You can choose any make or model. He will search the country for the best deal out there. He'll handle the paperwork, your trade-in, shipping, and even give you the bill of sale. Friends, I've done the research, and this is a buying process that you can trust. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit online at honestcarguy.com.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs.com.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
I'm Ashley Dvorkin with a Fox Celebrity Profile with Tom Johnston and Michael McDonald of the Doobie Brothers. The band's new music, Walk This Road, is the first ever studio album with Johnston, McDonald, Patrick Simmons, and John McPhee behind the mic. It's also the first time in 40 years McDonald has been part of a studio release with the group.
We really started out to just do an EP. But it turned into an album pretty quickly, once we started writing and getting our pistons all firing in that direction. It was fun, I think, for all of us to get back into that feeling of collaboration.
They wanted this album to reflect every chapter of their career.
This is the first album we've really made a point of having all ears of the band on the same album. What you hear is everybody's individual styles come through.
Celebrating 55 years together, they say it's their fans who've kept them going.
They respond so loudly and positively at the shows. They're what makes it happen.
Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Van Sant Law, vansantlaw.com.
Taking action against Democrats who took off. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton tells Fox they'll attempt to
remove them from office since they are not showing up to do their job.
Republican Governor Greg Abbott has taken the first step, filing a lawsuit trying to remove Democratic House Leader Gene Wu from office for leading the exodus of State House Democrats out of state to block a vote on congressional redistricting that could give the GOP 5 more U.S. House seats in the 2026 elections.
The more than 50 Texas Democratic lawmakers who fled the state, many of them to Illinois, are now getting support from the National Party. In California, Governor Gavin Newsom is preparing to call a special election to have voters approve a new congressional map that would eliminate some Republican districts.
That's Fox's Garrett Tenney in Chicago. Another attempt to stop the war in Ukraine. A special U.S. envoy meeting with Russian leader Vladimir Putin.
We are just 2 days away from President Donald Trump's new deadline for Russia to either stop the fighting or face new sanctions. And Steve Witkoff arrived in Moscow today for last-ditch efforts to try to reach some kind of agreement.
That's Fox's Alex Hogan. As the U.S. and Israel work to get more food to Palestinians in need in Gaza, Israel is considering expanding the war against Hamas and possibly taking over Gaza, occupying it, trying to get the remaining hostages released.
Eli David spoke to the UN Security Council Tuesday about his brother Eviatar being held hostage by Hamas. A recent video showed him emaciated, being told to dig his own grave.
Now these images haunt them. My father cannot sleep, and my mother has not stopped crying ever since.
Eli told the Security Council while the hostage families pressure the Israeli government to get the hostages released, he urged them to do everything they could to pressure Hamas.
That's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. The biggest wildfire in California this year keeps burning in the central part of the state in the Los Padres National Forest. More than 83,000 acres have burned, 800 structures have threatened, 3 people have been injured. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and if you want to do business with a company that actually stands for something, switch to Pure Talk. I did. Sure, I appreciate being on America's most dependable 5G network with unlimited talk and text for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is Pure Talk's commitment to our military and to our skilled workforce. That matters to me. Save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Look out, it's only me. It's only the Kimmer. You know, you can download the Kimmer podcast on the Extra 106.3 app, along with a ton of other great shows. Go get it, for crying out loud, now on Apple or Android.
I don't mean to be taking content away from the afternoon show, but I couldn't help but notice that today is the 80th anniversary of Hiroshima, or Hiroshima, depending on how you say it. But 80 years ago, dude, think about what has changed in 80 years, what that meant, the enormity of what happened 80 years ago today.
The nuclear age, the atomic age opened.
Absolutely, man. Unbelievable. Now, I'm not trying to diminish the value of that, but it's also the 32nd anniversary of Nolan Ryan dropping bombs on Robin Ventura's face. That happened 32 years ago today.
That was a big moment in my life. I was watching that game live.
Were you really?
On HSE.
Oh my gosh. I remember seeing it when the highlights, if you will call them highlights, came out, and I just was in disbelief that Nolan Ryan because he's a Texas rancher. He was working with his hands, man. You don't mess with Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan, by that time that he had signed with the Rangers, we're talking like now he's a 40-year-old guy. And so I think when Robin Ventura charged him, I think at the time he was like 42 or 43.
Yeah.
And Ventura, he kind of gave him the look of like, well, I guess I got to come on out here. And he didn't recognize that was Nolan Ryan's mound.
That's right.
Like, that was his box. That's his plate.
You've entered my space.
You were in his office.
That's
and
right.
so he decided, I'm going to grab you by your head and continue to punch you.
It just drop bombs on your face. God, it was amazing. Didn't he finish that game too?
I believe so. But one of the other iconic pictures of him, so he had a ball that kind of glanced off. It was like his lip. And he was just sitting there bleeding during the game. It was like spilling down his jersey. And every single time they'd kind of clean it up, it would open back up and just keep. And that looked like Nolan Ryan, just covered in blood and just still throwing 95 miles an hour at you.
Finished the game.
Yeah.
And finished the game. Another thing, there's a documentary called Fastball that I saw. And you've probably seen it too. I think it's on Netflix.
You've seen that one now, yeah.
Yo, so good, dude. But they talked about how the evolution of measuring speed of pitches has come so far from where it was originally.
It was archaic in the 40s.
Yeah, right. And then, but even during Nolan Ryan's time, they're like, we totally underestimated how hard he was throwing.
They think he was going somewhere in the 103, 105 range when he was younger.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Because you think Aroldis Chapman and people like that.
They throw 101. It's like Nolan Ryan was a total freak.
And was doing it, years ago. Just amazing. Since we're on the baseball topic, all these just kind of popped in. We lost Skip Carey today, 17 years ago. So, the 6th. Isn't today the 6th, yeah?
Yeah, today's August 6th.
6th was a busy day in American history. All those just, like I said, just lined up. I couldn't believe that all of them happened today.
Well, this would also be the 80-year anniversary of the aliens now knowing that we went atomic. And that's what brought them here.
See? Now, I didn't even consider that one.
That's when they went, uh-oh.
Hey, quiet down.
They have figured out splitting the atom. We better go and check them out. See if we can talk them down.
That's right. Hopefully the communication has gone well. I can't verify.
Well,
I don't know.
It's not always the same with all 7 of the species.
Right, because some of them are under the water.
Listen, they've had underground bases. Just what it is.
Yeah.
Deal with it, Tug.
I am. I'm just saying. It's being dealt with.
Did you see the giant orb that was in Mexico?
When it was like a smoke plume of some sort of fire or something.
It was some sort of metallic looking item that was over a volcano. I went, that looks weird.
That's right. It did.
But I'm not here to speculate.
Yeah. I saw a woman, I think it was over in Alabama. She caught a alien on her Ring camera in the front door.
Oh, when it walked past?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll admit, when I looked at it, I was like, well, that's an oddly shaped thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. But there's that bit of me that knows when it comes to recordings and cameras and all that sort of stuff, we don't always get a clear picture. I mean, we can't even get the first down marker right in the NFL or college football. We can't get
accurate measurements yet.
We can't get that's right. We can't get close plays at the plate right. with replay technology.
Yeah, my Amazon order is never really on time.
That's right. So I don't hold video evidence in as high of esteem as I used to.
We have a box that's supposed to show up, and it has a little outdoor table kind of thing that my wife got.
Sure.
It is said that it's going to be delivered for the last 3 days.
Okay.
And it's yet to arrive at the house.
We don't know. Maybe the aliens took it.
The last one was, hey, it's coming on the 5th.
Yeah, that's right.
Still not here.
Just dangling it in front of you.
Well, how am I going to trust this?
You can't. That's what I'm saying. So anyway.
I still think that overnighting packages is like magic.
There are those days that you'll order something in the morning and it does arrive, not often, but it does arrive by the late evening.
Typically it's product.
Yes. No, yeah,
like
that's right.
Toothpaste.
Yeah.
Little things like that. There's a shampoo that my daughters really love for their curly hair. And so we get it through Amazon, and typically you can hit buy, and it's at my house by like 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening.
My old energy drinks.
Or your rain.
Yeah, which I love. And my wife and son make fun of me for drinking, but I love it. I don't know.
You're like, I'm all out.
Yeah, exactly.
Order.
Click.
It's at the house by the evening.
Look at there. I'm all happy. Look at the magic. I don't know who's
Look
doing
how the magic happened.
I don't know if it's Amazon or it's aliens, but somebody's getting it there quick. And I certainly appreciate them for doing so. Before we jump into CNN downplaying this Russian investigation, I don't know that they've done it worse than MSNBC, but we'll get to that in just a second. I just saw a clip during the Fox News update of James Carville on the Piers Morgan Uncensored show.
Oh, yeah. You just now checking this out?
Where he said, I've never seen a political party that has more talent than the current Democrat Party. Dude, what planet do you live on? Where are the aliens that you're living with? Because you're clearly hiding them. You're seeing something that no one else sees.
If I may read through the tea leaves, James Carville, I think, is looking at a situation where I think he's getting ready to be pushed out from the mainstream of the party.
Probably so.
This is how you stay in the mainstream of the party.
You got to pet the folks at the top.
I mean, he got called out, and when he got called out, it was, dude, you haven't won an election in 40 years.
Yeah. I mean, and you sit back and you say these crazy things, and people kind of tilt their head like they've heard a dog hearing a dog whistle. And people pick apart the things you say, and you're almost a laughingstock at this point.
Well, and this is the problem that the Democrats currently have. Their old guard, which is not speaking in a crazy fashion. They're trying to get things reeled back in a little bit. All you're hearing from people like James Carville or Bill Maher is, can we just center this a little bit? Not a lot. You can still stay out there. You still believe that men can be women? Okay. We won't fight you on it. I'm just saying, let's just center the message a little bit. And that ends up being the problem why they're being ostracized. And so James Carville, to me, this is all right, let me kiss the ring. Let me say, this is how talented we really are. Tell me where you're
we got a deep bench.
Tell me who you fear. Because I can tell you, when the Democrats speak, when the liberals speak, when the communists speaks, they talk about people they fear. They're not talking about a random congressman from Georgia. They're talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene because they fear her. They're like, oh my God, like this woman, look what she does to us. These are the people they talk about who they fear. Who are we talking about?
Mamdani, I guess.
And it's more of the
AOC,
scenario.
Yeah, AOC a little bit, but
more from a comedic purpose.
Exactly right. That's what I'm saying. More from
like, who's the person I go, oh my God, I hope we don't have to run against them.
Is it Gavin Newsom when when the craziness that he talks about? He said we're going to redistrict California as if they've not done that to the tilt now. Or J.B. Pritzker, who said he said the word gerrymander. We may gerrymander Illinois. Princeton University already said you did it. You get an F in Illinois from Princeton on your gerrymandering. So yes, not concerned.
Just not concerned.
Yeah.
I think part of this is the issue that you have going on with the Democrat Party is that in order to sing the song with their notes, in order to basically signal to everybody, hey, I'm down for the struggle, you have to talk about ridiculous things that don't matter to typical Americans. It's how you end up with an 18%, 19% approval rating. Because if you ask me, hey, can a man be a woman? I'd be like, no. Mm-mm. But if I'm a Democrat, I have to go, well, of course. I mean, a womanhood is an idea. It's a belief. And now I have to sing this song for you. I have to tap dance, got to smile at you in order to make sure I stay in the good graces of your party. And by the time I'm done, regular Dave who lives in Alpharetta or Mary over in Cumming is like, you're nuts.
Can you imagine living with those handcuffs on, dude? Because I can't.
Having to play that game, say these sorts of things.
They talk about freedom.
To validate yourself.
They talk about freedom and how Trump's a dictator and how he's an authoritarian and he's a Nazi and he's Hitler and all these things. All while with the handcuffs of ideas that you can't go against. You can't question. You can't question the science, remember? They wouldn't let you do that. You can't question whether a man can just by chance be like, today I'm a woman, and that idea has to be accepted as truth. Those are handcuffs.
Like, I think about what the evolution of some of these scenarios that we have in our institutions have become, and where we've given ground, and at the same time where we should also hold the line. Like, if you were to say, Los, do you believe gays should be in the military? I'm like, yeah, they should serve their country whenever they want. Do you think transsexuals should be in the military? No.
Yeah.
Why is that? We're talking about a high degree of mental illness, mental instability. Well, that's not it. No, we're just putting it out here. Here's what it is. That's what Pete Hegseth was pointing out. But
the handcuffs.
But that's the handcuffs. It's that on their side, it's no, you can't possibly say that. Really? I just did. Right. And we're actually going to have policy to deal with this.
What you think?
What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
They don't like it.
And that's what's so upsetting to them. And that their ideas are so in the minority. Let's pull back the curtain a little bit. All right. We were all in the room together. We were meeting with the consultant like a couple months ago. And so we have a person who works within our company, comes into town, spend a lot of time in radio, and they're there to offer you tips, information, data.
Feedback,
data, all that sort of, and like I said, it's valuable. The part where I went, okay, was, well, y'all know y'all do a right-wing version of radio. And I said, my tent's bigger than yours.
And it is.
And it is. I'm the mainstream.
That's exactly right. And it's starting to become more of an accepted statement, that is. But not for everybody. And it's a slow burn. It's a slow turn because the face of that person. Hang on. What?
I wouldn't even say right wing. What I would say is logical.
Yes, that's right.
We're having logical discussions based on the presented facts. And so whenever I start making an argument for one particular side or another, I'm always going to come down first on, let's do what's logical here.
Of course.
That's why my tent is bigger than yours. That's why we keep winning. That's why every single day when you see left-wing media, they spend the day being so incredibly upset. I don't even know why I have it on Fox. I got to go over to my Morning Joe.
Well, that's because we didn't change it. We always leave it on.
Morning Joe.
We love seeing what the crazies are talking about.
No, they're back on to Medicare.
Of course.
Got to scare the boomers.
No, that's right.
Meanwhile, on Fox, they have a giant picture of Grimace.
That's right.
Apparently, Grimace is a taste bud.
Okay.
That is the big news of the day.
Listen to how good things are in America that they're doing a segment on Grimace.
From McDonald's.
Right. Whereas MSNBC is like, they're going to take away your health care.
The world's falling apart.
I
want to play you a piece of audio from CNN because this is how you're viewed by the left. Scott Jennings was asked if the DOJ investigation will finally be the end for all the 2020 election being stolen and Russia collusion. I want you to listen to the way they downplay it. They want to make anybody who considers it to be a conspiracy theorist just because you've thought about it. You're a conspiracy theorist. Listen to this.
Scott, can I ask you, though, is this, in your eyes, this would be the final judgment on that? It wasn't the Durham report. It wasn't the Senate Intelligence Committee run by Marco Rubio report. It wasn't the House and Senate efforts in the last 6-7 years to look into this. This is the final one. After this, you'll believe whatever it is?
Well, I mean, I would think so. I mean, typically an investigation like this from the justice system would be the end of the line. I mean, you'll find out whether anybody did commit criminal acts or not. And again, I don't know whether they did or they didn't. And so if Van is right and everything was above board and this was all just mundane policy differences, then I don't know why anybody would be worried about having their actions scrutinized. It seems to me that a hit dog hollers. And right now, the hit dogs are hollering. And I'm just telling you, enough has come forward for Republicans to believe that this bears a little bit more investigation.
Look, we just see it differently. And listen, a grand jury that's not a little rock. That is somebody dropping a refrigerator on you if it comes through. And then you can spend 2 or 3 years.
I know. Trump knows.
Well, you can spend 2 or 3 years just proving that you're innocent, and you spend a whole bunch of money. And why are we doing this? It's damn near, I don't know, how many hundreds of years later? I mean,
downplaying. And he continues downplaying it.
They barged into his house with guns to get documents that had to do with Russian collusion that was proving his innocence. That was the whole idea of the raid on Mar-a-Lago. You have documents you're not supposed to have. You went in with guns. You raided his home because you believed he actually had the Crossfire Hurricane documents.
That would incriminate all of y'all. But look at the way they started it with Scott Jennings on CNN. Will you finally give in? And Jennings is like, yeah, Yeah, because this is to the end of the road. When you come to the court, it's at the end of the road. And then Van Jones talking about having a piano dropped on your head. That's the way he described it. Yeah, Donald Trump knows. And then he takes it a step further. Once that argument didn't work, he then goes to, this is 100 years ago.
Notice the difference in how this is playing out. This is when it's on their side and they have the gun. Then it's, we got to get this guy. We got to impeach him.
That's right.
He's going to prison. Rapist. 34 counts. Oh,
Hitler.
Now it's, come on, guys. Y'all are just kidding around with this
100 years ago.
What's the
Nothing
big deal?
to see
There's
here.
nothing. Come on. This is no big deal.
Yeah.
Why are y'all? Why did you get a grand jury?
Yes. Why do you got to take it so far always?
Why are y'all acting this way?
That's right.
What difference does it make?
That's right. See. What a great, yes.
This is all, but here, this is why you know how much trouble they're in.
Yeah, it is.
This is how you know they're actually trying to make it a point not to cover it, and then when they do, to downplay it like it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, just watch.
Yeah. You've seen nothing.
I'm just saying, have your day in court. If they're not able to produce any additional information, or if there is no indictment, well then, okay, fine. But let's have a grand jury listen.
Why don't we check it all out? Why don't we investigate it all?
And
right?
preferably in Florida.
Yes, because that's where the house was raided. So maybe a good reason to do it down there, as Lowe's pointed out. I don't know, 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, a month ago.
Something like
said,
that.
here's the date of the raid on Mar-a-Lago, and this is why they'll convene a grand jury there. And I was told, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, do I?
I think I may be onto something. When we continue, the Democrat dog whistle got used again yesterday. We'll talk about it next on Extra 106.3 Tug and Los until 10.
Wherever you are in Georgia, you can stream Extra 106.3 in crystal clear digital with the all-new Extra 106.3 app. Get Extra's live on-air stream in real time, or go back and listen to all your favorite shows, Neil Bortz, or original podcasts, no matter where you go. Grab the Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's. Let's talk about True Prep, 1000 Cobb Parkway in Marietta. Now, this is an adult superstore for me. Some of you might consider it an adult playland. Yes, that's the way I consider it. Now, not the kind of toys that would ever be thrown on a WNBA court. No, far too valuable for that. Instead, when you're talking about water filtration devices, they got that, especially if you're somebody who's a big nature enthusiast. When it comes to home protection and your personal protection, firearms, and great prices on guns and ammo. That's another aspect. Also, the freeze-dried food. That's one of my favorites. I keep plenty around just in case, because you never know. And True Prep, it's not just about walking in the store and purchasing what you're going to purchase. It's also about the process. One of the things that they have is workshops available with, if you want to just start off by prepping, you want to learn a little bit, or when it comes to their firearm safety, they have another class coming up on August 24th. This is a process to where they will help you find the right firearm for your needs. They will then teach you about the ability to be able to go ahead and keep it, taken care of. And then also when it comes to storing that firearm, how to do that safely. From start to finish, True Prep has you covered. Again, 1000 Cobb Parkway in Marietta, or go online to trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow with True Prep.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Are home repairs piling up? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Relax. We've got you covered. From drywall dings and leaky faucets to deck repairs and trim replacement, we're your one-stop shop for everything for your home needs. No more juggling multiple contractors. Just call us at the Trusted Toolbox and we'll handle it. Your home deserves the best, and we don't want you breaking your back trying. Call the Trusted Toolbox today at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. The Trusted Toolbox, your one-stop shop for home repairs and more.
This is Bruce Hagan. The law in Georgia has changed, and if you have been injured in a car crash, it's going to be harder than ever to get insurance companies to treat you fairly. What you need is a real lawyer on your side, not some phony TV or billboard lawyer who doesn't even know how to get to the courthouse. I've been a Georgia super lawyer for 20 straight years, and we try cases and we win. We get results for our clients. Call me, get in touch, hagan-law.com. We are real lawyers who will win your personal injury case.
The Dean's List with Janice Dean.
A 12-year-old who ran into a burning building to save his baby brothers and his grandma in Virginia makes today's Dean's List. Ramir Parker was upstairs with his grandmother when he heard a crackling noise on the first floor, and then he saw the smoke coming from the basement. Ramir yelled fire to alert his grandmother and ran to rescue his brothers who were sleeping on the couch. He then scooped them up and got them outside to safety, running back to get his grandmother. In just an instant, flames overtook their home. Thankfully, everyone was safe and unharmed thanks to Ramir's calm, quick thinking, and his bravery. To recognize this incredible rescue, his community honored him with a special proclamation, and the fire department named him an honorary firefighter with the promise that he's got a job if he wants it when he turns 18. When Ramir was asked why he ran into the fire, he said the only thing that mattered to him is his family. Janice Dean, Fox News.
Fox Country.
I'm Michelle Polino. Chris Young is gearing up for the release of his 10th studio album, I Didn't Come Here to Leave, dropping October 17th, and he just revealed the full track list. The 14-song project features 11 tracks co-written by Young. He recently released the title track, I Didn't Come Here to Leave, along with the lead single, Till the Last One Dies. With more new music on the way, Young has also announced his first ever holiday tour, It Must Be Christmas, an acoustic evening with Chris Young kicking off November 20th. Country music is finally getting its own spotlight at the MTV Video Music Awards for the first time since the show launched. In 1984, the VMAs will feature a Best Country category. Nominees were announced Tuesday, with 6 country videos competing for the new trophy, including Morgan Wallen for Smile and Lainey Wilson with 4x4 by You. The VMAs air on CBS September 7th. That's Fox Country on Fox News.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Wednesday, August 6th. The Trump administration announced a $3.8 billion public-private partnership loan to add toll lanes along the 16-mile section of Georgia 400. The project will add new lanes in both directions along a section from MARTA's North Springs Station to 1 mile north of McFarland Parkway. The project also includes new bridges and other safety improvements. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said the funding, made possible by the Transportation Infrastructure Finance and Innovation Act, is the largest loan approved to a single borrower to date. A 5th suspect in the recent viral brawl in Cincinnati was arrested in Atlanta. 38-year-old Patrick Rosemond was arrested by FBI agents and charged with assault and aggravated riot. He'll now be extradited to Ohio. And the Fernbank Museum will undergo a $27 million facelift. The update includes new exhibits, galleries, and interactive experiences for guests of the museum. It's the largest renovation in the 33-year history of the museum, expected to be completed by the end of next year. Today's weather mostly cloudy with slightly warmer temperatures in the upper 70s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
7 o'clock hour is brought to you by Van Sant Law Group. If you're in an accident, make the right call. VanSantLaw.com.
We noticed that we have more information on, because we're on Morning Joe on MSNBC.
Why, yes.
That we actually have more coverage of 80 years since the bombing of Hiroshima versus what you get on D-Day.
No kidding. No kidding.
Because this is just how America is ugly.
Yes, that's right. Because it's always, anytime we can paint the United States in a bad way, we're going to.
We probably saved ourselves a million casualties on our side by dropping those bombs.
But that doesn't matter. That didn't, to them. That does not.
That's history. That's the other end of it.
Part of the equation of the conversation.
I remember I was in a history class. Now this is now back quite a long time ago when I was an undergrad, and there was one woman who was in there, and she was from a Middle Eastern country, and she started going off about America with this, America with that, and we actually bombed another country with atomic weapons, and I go, and I didn't call her sweetie, but I should have. Do you know that the reason why we did it was in part because we were planning an invasion where the other side had already been giving pamphlets out to their farmers, their women and children, about how to use pitchforks to attack American genitalia?
Yeah.
They were going to fight to the last person. It was like, no, not only did we save ourselves a million casualties, we saved them multi-millions of casualties. Because we would have been doing what was going on across the rest of the Pacific.
The irony's not lost on me that she had this argument blasting the United States while sitting in the United States. Isn't that the way it always works?
It's just how it is. There's a lack of gratitude for this stuff at times. But
frustrating.
Yeah, 80 years. It's a pretty wild story. But yeah, MSNBC is going to be running with this all day.
All day. Anytime they can.
Can't believe the nerve of the Americans to use an atomic weapon twice.
Anytime they can degrade the United States of America, MSNBC will fly that flag every day.
They'll come running. Hold on, like a dinner bell.
Yeah.
Oh, did you say degrade the United States? I'm here.
Oh, am I late? They're concerned.
I was like, are we perfect? No.
No. Who is? Point to the one.
Yeah.
I only know one.
But in this case, given the scenario in 1945, this is what you did end a war. That ended the World War, the biggest war in the history of this country. We're the ones who ended it. Ding, ding.
You sound like Rocky Balboa.
That's right.
That was Apollo that did that. Yeah, when they were in the ring. Oh,
hit that bell.
What a great movie that was. But the Democrats that and the left, I mean, that's their way of doing things. Degrade the United States, and then if you can, use violence against your opponent, or at least try to incite it. In 2 days, 2 high-profile Democrats have used, they're back to it, threat to democracy, that dog whistle against Donald Trump. Charlemagne the God got invited on to the Gutfeld show. And on that show, he said that he truly believed that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. Like, what? And then yesterday, sitting U.S. Senator Elise Slotkin she says it over again. How do we stir up more violence? Because that's what I hear when I hear their dog whistle. Listen to what she said.
The debate now among Democrats is, how do you answer the following question? Is Donald Trump an existential threat to democracy in his second term? Or is Donald Trump's second term bad, but like his first term, survivable if we just wait it out? And I just want you to know from your senator, as someone who sits in that room on your behalf, I am in camp number 1. He is an existential threat to democracy.
This is her way. This is her dog whistle. This is the mechanism to take, in their mind, to take back political power. We're going to get this dude killed. We are going to do whatever it takes. We'll stir up whatever pot we need to. We're going to cause as many issues as we possibly can. We're going to embrace communism and socialism. Whatever destroys America and hopefully Donald Trump, we will do it.
It's unfortunate that she's behind on her poll-tested information because existential threat to democracy does not resonate, and it didn't work at all.
No, you're right, but talking to that 19%.
But it's at 19% where it's, hey, one of y'all needs to do something about this.
That's what I'm getting to. That's exactly right.
Again, you're speaking to the minority. You're speaking to this tiny fraction of crazy.
But you only need one crazy.
Yeah. But still, if it's me, I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win elections. I'm trying to change how the temperature is in this country and how my party is viewed if I was a Democrat. The problem is you got an old playbook like, see this?
Got some dust on the front, I know.
It's very limited with the plays in here. You got to have a new playbook. This is not working. Calling him these things does not work. As Frank Luntz was pointing it out, you can't out-Trump Trump. It's like when you come as the one of a kind, everything else ends up being just some sort of fabrication. It's bootleg. It doesn't work. So what's the next thing you're going to have? You need a populace on your own end. It's just the problem is having somebody who is a populist and who's talking about nationalism is so off-brand, they're never going to get any kind of traction.
And the populism that they would talk about would be socialism and communism, which is what's happening in New York.
Which is on the again.
It's on the ascent.
You're talking about the coast. That's it. You can't win with the coast.
No, that's right. You're right. But if they can get him knocked off, then they feel like, well, maybe that's the way to kick in the door. But Donald Trump,
they had their shot twice.
But you don't think they'll take another? Because I do. But if they get a chance or they can get the right person,
I think you have significantly better security detail now.
No, that's right.
Significantly better.
They won't stop trying.
No, won't stop trying.
They are not going.
You'll get some cheap, stupid stuff where somebody with a truck will try and run through the White House gates. Just stupid stuff like that.
Absolutely right. But Donald Trump, this is something we should have got to in the first. We just got a little off topic, and the fact that he has the ability to do this revenge tour, and the media meltdown because of it is fantastic.
Donald Trump said during the campaign, when they asked him about, are you planning on getting your vengeance? And he said, success will be my vengeance. He was kidding around. No, he's actually getting his vengeance.
But the beauty is he's getting both.
Yes. In fact, the only reason why a majority of Americans, and I'll say this, a majority of Americans have no problem with this. In fact, the polling numbers, I think I had this from Rasmussen, that they ended up polling. First off, they had voters who've been paying attention. 73% believe that with this Russian collusion case, there needs to be people that go to prison. Like, that was the first number that Rasmussen had. It also followed it up with another plurality of people that believe you should be able to go after the people that did this to you. So the people that are paying attention believe there was a crime that was committed and believe that Donald Trump should be able to have his Department of Justice go after these people. The more successful he is, the more we go, good, have at it. You use the power that was used against you to go get these people.
Now, this might surprise you, this number that we shared yesterday, also from Rasmussen. 56% of Democrats are keeping up with what's going on and understand the importance of getting this right.
About the only one right now that doesn't have to worry about anything is like a Liz Cheney. Like, Liz, you're not on the menu. Adam Kinzinger, you're not on the menu. Adam Schiff, you just got added to the menu.
Buddy.
All right. Mortgage fraud is no joke. And that is now on the table. So he's looking to go after Hillary, Comey, Brennan, Clapper, Schiff. Yeah, this is the revenge tour. And why do I not have a problem with it? Because you're being successful in what we asked you to do, and they did it to you.
I would even say, they did it to you off, which is impossible. I guess it's impossible to do. Just doing the right thing.
He's just being given a lot of leeway with this.
But he should.
Yeah.
If someone has broken the law, do you not think that they should be punished for it? Because you'd be average everyday American. You did any of this? You did the mortgage fraud thing with Schiff and Letitia James? They coming after you, dude.
Yeah.
They are going to nail you to the wall.
Like, let me get this straight. You're a California congressman, eventual senator, and yet you're taking out mortgages establishing residence in Maryland. Hold on a second. That's not legal.
And you should be punished for it, because if I did it with
IRS is going to put you in prison.
They're going to put you under the damn prison. But that's the one thing you don't mess around with. You're paying your taxes, and if you're defrauding, you're going to jail. Every single person listening right now, do what Adam Schiff did, and you would go to jail. Why should he be immune? That's why people support it.
I'm just curious if there is, and you can always reach out at Front Office Los, at Tug Howard as well, and at Whiskey Click. I'm curious to see who's the person that has a problem with this stuff.
Nobody.
Like, oh, they're going after Adam Schiff.
Find me somebody.
They found it. He committed mortgage fraud. I'm like, hell yeah, go get him for that. That dude spent the better part of 3 years telling you every single. Let me go back to the playbook again. You don't understand. I've seen information that implicates Donald Trump. He's a Russian agent, and I'll get it to you next week. And then he would wait till the next week. I have information. I can't disclose it as of yet, but I'm going to give it to you next week. And that's what he did for 3 years. He didn't have anything. In fact, this is a guy that when he opened up his committee hearing and he completely made up what Donald Trump said on a phone call to Ukraine, and that was the basis of an impeachment, when he told the Ukrainian person over on the other line, hey, you might want to look into some of the corruption that's going on. Hunter Biden's involved in some weird stuff there.
And now we're even starting to see Hunter Biden, the wheels coming off of that bus.
Yeah.
The fact that people are finally starting to recognize, finally starting to realize and take serious what we've been saying for 4 years, that Hunter Biden was selling the Biden brand. Now it's actually being paid attention to, and it should be. It's time.
Donald Trump was impeached over a phone call to Ukraine where the information as part of the impeachment was completely made up by Adam Schiff. What he said went on was completely false because they were selling a narrative. That's all it was. So now the narrative is, well, there is no narrative. You committed mortgage fraud is what it looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to prison.
It doesn't matter what else you've done.
Got problems.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what else you've done. And this one.
So I'm enjoying this.
Dude, here's the other thing. Because we've talked about how difficult it'll be to get like Barack Obama in Russiagate.
Near impossible.
Oh, it's exactly right. Mortgage fraud's not that hard.
No. You sign the documents.
Right.
There's a reason why when you are at closing, there is an attorney in the room. They're documenting everything you're signing so that if any point, if you have lied, there's now legal recourse for the bank.
It doesn't matter what Adam Schiff did or did not do when it comes to Russia collusion, because you can nail him to the wall by just being a fraud. He's a fraud in everything he does and says, but he's an actual fraud on paper with evidence that a lawyer sat in front of and confirmed.
With a signature.
That's how easy. That's how sloppy.
Hold on, sir. Did you write this? Is this your name here?
Exactly. Or was this the auto pen? Did you use an auto pen on this? Who did this? But that's the thing, man. They got so sloppy and are so sloppy because they've never had to worry about being held to account over anything.
No, they're above the law.
Absolutely right.
They're a privileged class.
And they felt like they would continue that way forever. Enter Donald Trump 2.0.
Couldn't happen to just a nastier dude, too.
Dude. You know what I'm talking about?
It's hard to look at Adam Schiff and be like, that looks like somebody who looks like somebody drives an ice cream truck and asks children to approach.
With like a white van. Just
yes, with getaway speed.
Yes.
Windowless.
And it's written, it's not stickers on the side. It's just written ice cream. All weird and gross. Call Adam Schiff. When we continue on Extra 106.3, you'll notice some overlap in the subpoena list from the House Oversight Committee. Next on Extra.
Latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Wednesday, August the 6th. The Atlanta Braves have dropped 2 straight at Truist Park to the Milwaukee Brewers, including a 7-2 loss last night. Game 3 of the series goes down tonight. Spencer Strider does make the start for the Braves. He'll be opposed by Jose Quintanilla. First pitch is set for 7:15. You can hear that game on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. From the NFL, ESPN and the league have come to an agreement in which ESPN will acquire the NFL Network and the very popular NFL Red Zone programming. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. So when we go through days or weeks of volatility in the market, Sean, it's hard to know what to do. What can you tell us?
The biggest thing is don't panic or make immediate decisions with your money. Take those emotional concerns out of the middle of it. Look, markets cycle regularly. Market corrections and bear markets are a normal part of the cycle. They're just part of the plan that are going to be accounted for. If you feel nervous when you read the headlines about big drops in the market, you might not know enough about how your money is positioned. That's why it's important to get the right guidance on a financial plan for your retirement.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
All right, so now's the time to start, folks. Looking ahead and identifying if you have too much risk in your portfolio. That's the first thing. We have a helpful little resource for our listeners today. We call it the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get it today by calling or texting WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement, plus guides on major topics like investments, Social Security, income planning, taxes, and so forth of the key components of retirement. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer and get your Retire Happy Framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. The team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework to you right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Firm does not provide tax services.
Gentlemen, listen up. When it's not hard, it's really hard. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 have some form of ED? It's true, and I'm one of them. ED followed me everywhere. Heck, even my initials are ED. I'm Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia, and I know ED. It can lead to feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there's good news. I can fix it. I fixed mine, and I can fix yours too. At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, we are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, Trimix to create an erection, and more. Guys, ED won't get better on its own, but I can help you today. Call us at 404-777-1911. That's 404-777-1911, or learn about us more online at tbtofga.com. So take it from me, ED, Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Call 404-777-1911 or online at tbtofga.com.
This summer isn't just hot, it's historic. Flash flood warnings are at a 40-year high, and it's not slowing down. Towns underwater, roads washed out. And in every crisis zone, the same scene. Crowds standing in line, waiting for bottled water, waiting for food, waiting for someone to show up and save them. They tell you that help is on the way, but what if it's not? What if help takes days or doesn't come at all? You think the system's built to protect you? They can barely handle one emergency, let alone dozens. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to be the one caught empty-handed. And right now, My Patriot Supply is giving away 4 weeks of emergency food. Just go to MyPatriotSupply.com to find out how to claim your free 4-week food supply and join millions of Americans who are preparing with My Patriot Supply. Claim your free 4-week kit today at MyPatriotSupply.com. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
Babylon B.
Yes.
American Eagle apologizes. Replaces Sydney Sweeney with fat transgender double amputee of color.
The Kimmer Show every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. You've probably heard of must-see TV before. It was back in the 90s when they had just show after show after show that was back-to-back-to-back goodness. And it still comes up, and I think they still recycle that name, that moniker back in. But this may be, if it goes down, because there's going to be a lot of people pleading the fifth, something tells me, or not showing up. But if it plays out the way it's supposed to, there may be a lot of people watching the House Oversight Committee asking really, really high-level Democrats that have been in the federal government lots of probing questions about Jeffrey Epstein, yes, but I can't help but notice there's a lot of overlap between that and what's happening with Donald Trump and the Russiagate thing.
All right, right now you have a fishing pole, and on the line, you're telling me that I have a chance to have 90s Thursday night NBC-type programming, but it's political. Okay, I'm going to bite the line.
Exactly.
Here we go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Because looking through this list of what is supposed to show up at the House Oversight Committee, this is everything the Democrats wanted from their Jan 6 programming. When they hired professional people to put on this, we're going to put on a show that no one watched. Right? The numbers were paltry. It's like, why didn't you just, again, reruns of Hee Haw? Okay,
Yeah,
would have been
it
better.
would've been better.
You would have been better with reruns of Hee Haw. You know, The Price is Right, run at 8 o'clock. That would have been better than what they did. This does have me rubbing my hands together, only because I know it's going to happen. You're going to have a bunch of people that plead the fifth and hide behind their attorneys, but it's almost a little, hey, we're on to you.
Yeah, we know.
And you got some trouble coming your way. So here's the rundown of what is supposed to be in front of the House Oversight Committee with subpoenas that came from James Comer. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton on October 9th. Bill Clinton on October 14th. Merrick Garland on October 2nd. James Comey on October 7th. William Barr on August 18th. That'll be coming up in just a couple of weeks. Jeff Sessions on the 28th. Robert Mueller on September 2nd. Loretta Lynch on September 9th. Eric Holder on September 30th. Like, this is a fall lineup.
Dude, I just wrote down it's like you were announcing Georgia's football schedule.
Yeah.
Or Georgia Tech, who they're playing on each date.
Could you imagine if you actually had, now I don't believe any of this will be televised. That's what's going to happen. But could you imagine if you actually had a House Oversight Committee questioning anything about Bill Clinton? And because you know what direction that's going to go.
Without a doubt.
What's your relationship to Epstein? Fifth.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. It's all, the fifth's coming down on all of it.
All of it.
There's not a bit of me, though, that thinks it will stay on that topic.
No.
But those senators knowing, or those congressmen knowing what also that these people are part of, yes, will some of the questions be that? But if you've got Hillary Clinton under oath, you're not going to ask about Russiagate. You're not going to ask about her role. And I'm sure, again, she'll plead the fifth. They won't be able to resist the red meat that's sitting in front of them.
There is going to be the discussion when it comes to Loretta Lynch and also Bill Clinton. So about your conversation on the tarmac and how your wife was under federal investigation, what exactly did y'all discuss?
That's right. Yeah, now that we exchange recipes.
They won't even get to the TH. No. It'll just be FIF.
Fifth. That's right. But it's going to be valuable because there will be awkward moments that will show up on social media with reporters in there. They won't televise it, but someone will film it. There will be cameras, and that's going to be shared. And James Comer is going to be the first person to try to get it out. He's going to want the American public to see these people and their reaction to questioning and the way they plead the fifth. All of that's going to be very telling.
Some of this is just mentally chipping away at what they have built for themselves. That, hey, the deep state's always going to take care of me. I'm above the law. I mean, I don't know about you. Don't you find it pretty wild that when you go through Clinton Associates, there's how many now that have committed suicide?
Yes, of course.
Like, the joke has long been, like, listen, you're wrong, the Clintons.
Don't cross them.
You're going to end up dead.
Yeah.
Like, these people believe they're above the law. So now that you have to actually have them respond to questioning, that's intriguing.
They believe they're above the law because they've always been.
Yes,
there's never been an accountability for people in Washington, D.C. And look, I would say that for both sides.
If not for a blue dress, Bill Clinton skates on everything when it came to perjury charges.
Without a doubt.
I didn't have sexual relations with that woman. She's got a dress that says otherwise.
Yeah, right. I'm not sure you want to say that.
Listen, she creepily held on to it for this long. If not for that, you don't even worry about the other, and he gets away with all of it.
But Los, he got away with all of it anyway.
Yeah, sure did.
Even with the blue dress, he got away with it. He got away with everything. Well, this is a private matter. Oh, okay, well, this is the most powerful man in the world taking advantage of an intern. It'd be like if we took advantage of an intern that came in to Dickey Broadcasting.
Can't believe you did that with Simple Jack.
Well, I know, but he's such a handsome fella. You know, what do you expect?
So abusive towards Simple Jack.
I couldn't resist. It was just there. But that was
same concept. Yeah.
We again, Los, we would either be fired, or if it
was criminal in nature,
then go to jail.
It's a bad place. Yeah.
Right. Why then do Democrats, specifically because of this conversation, but politicians overall, D.C., they get
privileged
to
class.
Skate. And that's what pisses the American people off worse than anything else. And that's why they're pissed about Russiagate, too.
That's why I want to see how this all plays out. I want to see how much of this makes it out into social media, that gets out into the zeitgeist where we all go, did you see how she or he answered that question? And some of these are not going to be as interesting to other people. Like Eric Holder, he's an attorney, okay?
Yeah, he knows the game.
Knows the game. It's what it's going to be. They're all attorneys. I mean, it's just what it is. But you're just looking to kind of let them know, hey, I'm on your butt.
We know about
I'm on your six.
We know what you've done.
We know what you've had. I got the documentation on it.
We're going to find a way to present this where you have to be held accountable. Like, where things will be, and the American people are going to play. When 56% of Democrats care about Russiagate, that's when you know this is a huge movement that I don't know that I've ever seen before.
When John Brennan, right now the speculation is that he'll probably be the first one to catch an indictment, and you'll have the former director of CIA. Here's what he's going to have to deal with. I think part of that is there's a belief in, if you get this guy, you'll get the rest of them.
Right, because the dominoes start falling.
And will this guy roll over on everybody else? Because you got the goods here.
And they're dirty low down.
Yeah.
They will roll.
But you got, I mean, when we talked about Stephen Miller doing the Sunday shows, and I said, I think something's going to come down here pretty quick because he's the closer. And now we're at Wednesday, And we're now talking about indictments with actual names on it.
Can you imagine?
And House Oversight Committee with like, here, you better show up here. You've been subpoenaed to do so.
Can you imagine that that we would be where we are in 2021? And I'm just arbitrarily that, but I'm just saying a few years back. Because Trump was being prosecuted. It looked dire. Everything looked terrible. And though I never believed any of it, I was like, if they can get him, they're going to. They're going to go out of their way to get him. Fast forward, he's been reelected, and now the people that actually did that to him could be held accountable. I say could be. I would love to see them held accountable. But how the tides have turned.
Yeah.
How the tables have turned and the tides have shifted.
Honestly, it's not significantly different as far as where things were. The country still had this affinity for Donald Trump. It just so happens that about, 7 million voters who voted for Joe Biden disappeared off the face of the earth.
They had things to do.
Just 7 million. Just out of poof.
Gone.
I was like, what, is this a Thanos story?
Just disappeared.
Just blipped them right out of here. Like, what happened to all these Democrat voters?
It's almost like they didn't really exist.
It's like coupled with COVID, weird stuff happened. Yeah. Huh. So strange.
I know it is. It's hard to believe.
I know. So hard to believe. But the mentality isn't any different. But you saw what happened. When they got power, they were filthy with it. They were as corrupt as any group we've ever had in the White House.
Your example earlier, I can't remember if it's early this hour or late last hour, when you were talking about how when they're in power, they use it. And will do whatever it takes. They don't care. They don't care what you voted for. They don't care about any of that.
They will not apologize for using power.
Going to use their power in the most horrible of ways. And we've seen it. And then, because I played the audio of Van Jones on CNN, he was like, that's 100 years ago.
So I'm worried about it. What's the big deal?
What's the big deal? And they expect that the right, because they always roll over, the Republicans always roll over, now they've got a new breed. It's almost like when the new running back tandem comes into a college football team and they give them the new breed. You know, this new pack of people that are going to separate themselves. They're going to be so different. And in this case, they are.
Dare I say, when we had our get together at Governor's Gun Club, and I was talking about the new right, this is what I was telling everybody about. I was like, this is what's coming. This is what's on the horizon. This is what Gen X has now created. We drank from water hoses, and my parents didn't know we were at.
I was 20 miles away from the house with regularity.
And now we're in charge. And we do not put up with any of the silliness. And if you're going to punch me, I'm going to punch you back a lot harder. That's what's going on in this administration. Top to bottom, Donald Trump is surrounded by a bunch of Gen Xers that are like, it's our turn. Watch how we'll do it.
And we're going to take our turn. And we're going to do things the right way. This is the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. When we come back, who's the heir to the MAGA movement? I think we have an answer for you next.
Time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
We pause for a moment to feel sorry for federal workers who have been losing their jobs as Trump cuts down on the size of the federal government. Their resumes go unanswered. Could there possibly be a reason? Well, let me ask you this. In what area of federal or government employee would you, as a businessman, go to look for future employees? Would you go to the local DMV? Yeah, you'd love to have those people working for you. How about building inspectors who are adept at measuring the height of toilet seats? Regulation writers at the federal government level, the people that write the rules, like the 34-page rules in the Federal Register for how to build a ladder, or the handicap spatulas that have to be next to every single public pool in existence. No, they can't be portable. School teachers Well, if you need somebody that can assign pronouns at work, that might be helpful. There are 2 areas where I would willingly go to hire people: air traffic controllers and law enforcement. But for many government jobs, look, there's no worries about competition. You don't ever have to go the extra mile. You have union protections on the job and amazing pensions that far outstrip the private sector. There are no track records of exceeding expectations when you are a federal or government employee. Outstanding performance on the job, not readily recognized. Now, there is a career coach out there by the name of Tristan Layfield. He addressed this issue of all these fired government workers having a rough time finding a job in the private sector. He said, government jobs are not tied to tangible results. Perfectly said. Remember this, folks. Somebody has to cook the French fries. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Modular and offsite construction is booming. If you're an architect, building engineer, supplier, developer, or contractor, you can't miss the Offsite Construction Summit, returning to the International Convention Center in Atlanta on August 19th. With the rising cost of traditional building, modular and offsite construction is changing the way that companies build. It's quicker, cheaper, and offers a faster ROI. So don't miss the Offsite Construction Summit, coming to the International Convention Center in Atlanta on August 19th. This is your opportunity to learn from and connect with the industry's best. Register today at offsiteconstructionnetwork.com. That's offsiteconstructionnetwork.com.
Last night I opened my water bill and electricity bill at the same time.
The same time? Wow, that must have...
I was shocked.
You were shocked with the water and electricity bill.
The Kimmer Show every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app. WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. The 8 a.m. hour is brought to you by Central Heating and Air.
Can he convince Vladimir Putin to stop the war? I'm Dave Anthony. Fox News Special Envoy Steve Witkoff talked to Russia's leader this morning in Moscow ahead of the U.S. deadline to work out a ceasefire in Ukraine or face economic punishment.
Russian officials claim that they're skeptical that new U.S. sanctions will have an impact. Still, if no deal is reached by Friday, President Trump has floated 2 kinds of consequences: new sanctions on Russian imports to the U.S. and secondary tariffs, meaning tariffs on countries importing Russian energy. And that could impact major players like India and China.
Fox's Alex Hogan. Iran executed a 7th alleged Israeli spy today, accused of helping Israel target a nuclear scientist killed in the June military operation to damage Iran's nuclear program, as Israel defends its war in Gaza amid international criticism of starving Palestinians.
Israel facilitating huge amounts of aid into Gaza. No other country acts this way in war under such difficult circumstances.
That's Foreign Minister Gideon Saar, as Israel considers escalating the war against Hamas to get the remaining hostages released and maybe occupy Gaza. Dozens of Democratic state lawmakers in Texas remain out of state, including Carol Alvarado.
You all heard the game Texas Hold'em. Well, we are literally holding the line on democracy, not just for Texas, but for our nation.
They fled to block a vote on congressional redistricting that could give Republicans 5 more seats in the House in the 2026 elections in Texas. Republican Governor Greg Abbott has filed a lawsuit trying to remove the state House Democratic leader from office. President Trump says,
in a certain way, it almost looks like they've abandoned the state. It looks very bad. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Should the FBI get involved? Should the FBI get involved?
Well, they may have to.
Another immigration detention facility will be built, joining the controversial Alligator Alcatraz in Florida. This one will be in Indiana, called the Speedway Slammer. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem tells Fox it'll house those ICE arrests.
They will be processed and go through due process.
America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and if you want to do business with a company that actually stands for something, switch to Pure Talk. I did. Sure, I appreciate being on America's most dependable 5G network with unlimited talk and text for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is Pure Talk's commitment to our military and to our skilled workforce. That matters to me. Save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
No need for traffic updates. We always steer you right. It's the Morning Extra on 106.3.
Tug and Los until 10. Thank you for being here. 404-741-1230 at Extra 106.3 across the social media platform. See what you're doing there, Dre. I see what you're doing there. Yeah. This is the 80th anniversary. It'll get talked about throughout the day. 80th anniversary of the dropping of the bomb on Hiroshima, and how that changed everything, and it has. I mean,
well, it ushered in the atomic age when it comes to warfare.
But you have cartels working on like mini atomic bombs and things. I mean, I read about that. I don't know. It's been a few weeks ago, where cartels are like, "Hey, how do we use a miniaturized atomic bomb to do damage?" Terrorists been planning this kind of stuff forever.
You have one of the biggest weapons that the Chinese reportedly have is they have their EMP weapons, which does all the same stuff that an atomic weapon would do without the fallout, crazy destruction, all that, all the insanity outside of taking out all your electronics.
And it creates anarchy.
Absolutely. You go right back to the Stone Age.
That's right. People killing one another over the smallest of things.
But it's wild how, 80 years ago, and now, even as we fast forward 80 years later, we as a country make it a point to try and keep crazy people from not being able to gain a nuclear weapon.
Yeah. Which,
it's like we went from atomic to nuclear, hydrogen bombs, all the craziness. I mean, they just got more and more powerful.
And I don't think we can keep people from getting them. I don't know that we can. Can we? Maybe governments, but with the Iranians, I mean, they hand off everything to terrorist proxies that they have, and then they create. So
they're the last people you can allow to even go down that road.
That's which is why the bombing happened in Iran, because they would physically hand it off just like they do everything else, and may have anyway.
I mean, it's one thing if you have, let's say New Zealand decides they want to develop atomic energy, and they happen to enrich uranium to the point where maybe they have a bomb down the road. I'm not really too concerned about New Zealand. Now, when you're from Iran and you're big into terrorism and the biggest state sponsor of terrorism in the world, maybe you shouldn't have nuclear weapons.
And I think that Donald Trump has been so bold in his leadership about this very thing. I mean, when he decided we're going to take out the nuclear facilities of the Iranians, there was an outcry. There was an outcry on the left that he's going to start World War III. I mean, if you think about it, though, they've said that about him since day one.
It doesn't matter what happens, yeah.
They're always going to do it. But taking that bold move, dude, that's American will, American power, and being used for good, being used to the benefit of the entire world. It is so important that America is strong and has a strong leader. Donald Trump is that now. But where does it go after Donald Trump? The heir apparent. And we've talked about J.D. Vance and the fact that he's going to be a bigger thorn than Donald Trump has ever even thought about being for the left.
I believe part of what we have going on in Donald Trump with this second Donald Trump and this 3.5 years that you have remaining, I still love that he jokes around about another term. Immediately everybody, oh my God.
Yeah, just gassing the fire.
He's not. He basically told you who is going to be running for president yesterday. He made it a point to tell you. And we'll get a chance to play the audio here in a moment. But I think that what Donald Trump wants to do, obviously he's a deal maker. At this point, he's a peace deal maker. I think he's trying to get all this stuff done around the world in the interest of when he leaves office, what he leaves to you is a successful economy, hopefully a safer country, hopefully a more secure country with borders, and you're not worrying about outbreaks of war around the world. Like, that's the goal. And take a listen. This is who he said was going to basically be running when we come to 2028.
You probably won't be running for a third term. This weekend, Secretary of State Rubio said that he thought J.D. Vance would be a great nominee. You could clear the entire Republican field right now. Do you agree that the heir apparent to MAGA is J.D. Vance?
Well, I think most likely, in all fairness, he's the vice president. I think Marco is also somebody that maybe would get together with J.D. in some form. I also think we have incredible people, some of the people on the stage right here. So it's too early, obviously, to talk about it, but certainly he's doing a great job, and he would be probably favored at this point.
All right, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Florida, Ohio, you've already got the win.
You just telegraphed what's coming.
Gen X and as the group we were talking about. You're talking about two of the people that when it comes to get in front of the media or talk or having to think on their feet are two of the sharpest people that we have on our side. If you want to talk about where the stars are on the left, just imagine any one of them having to debate Marco Rubio or J.D. Vance.
Give me somebody that is on the left that's a star. Let's start with that.
Yes.
Let's not even get to the debate. Find me the star.
I mean, I saw Tom Homan take AOC apart in her own committee.
Yeah.
Well, where are they breaking the law? Man, when they came across the border, they broke the law.
This is so clear. Why is this even a conversation? Why would you even say that knowing the ignorance of even saying it?
So there to me is him basically pointing it out. J.D. Vance is the heir apparent. It's a matter of what are you going to inherit? And that's the goal of the next 3.5 years. It's going to be setting up J.D. Vance, who is basically handpicked by the Trump sons. Like they're the ones reportedly who turned Donald Trump into, hey, here's the guy.
Even though
you want to win and have this, here's the guy.
And it's funny because even though there was I'm not sure about Donald Trump, and I love the honesty that he used and that he gave us.
He said he bought into media fabrications,
which is easy to do, man. When 99% of the media, and especially this was before Twitter and X were free, 99% everything that came out in the media said Donald Trump is evil, he's bad. It is so easy to be misled. I talk about my Aunt Peg all the time. Want me to give you the shirt off her back. She is a saint on this earth, I swear. She'd do anything for you. But her politics are so skewed because she sits in front of MSNBC and The View and ABC Nightly News with David Muir or the CBS News. And she's told what to think every day. I'm not comparing my Aunt Peg to J.D. Vance, but I'm saying I understand why people are so easily swayed. Me, if I see too many people saying the exact same thing, that throws up a big question mark for me. I automatically go, I don't know about this. She doesn't. J.D. Vance didn't. And now he's figured it out. Because him sitting as having Donald Trump as a tutor is the greatest thing that could happen to his career. Because he sees when you use strength, when you negotiate, Donald Trump's ability to do that coming from the business world. I don't know what J.D. Vance's his ability to negotiate is. I don't know that it'll ever be Donald Trump-like or he'll do it with the effectiveness of Donald Trump. But learning from him can't be a bad thing.
I don't think anyone's ever going to have that Donald Trump ability.
Right,
I mean, he spent his whole life doing this.
Mm-hmm. Just like being on top of the White House the other day.
Funny.
So funny. And they were looking for reasons, that he was up there. And the fact that they said, there are improvements being done. Is there anything that is more Donald Trump than him up there patrolling what it is that he's paid for and expected to be done? No different than he would do a high rise?
And then having reporters yelling questions to him as he's responding.
That he's shouting down. Nuclear weapons. Just to pour fuel in the fire.
It was funny.
It was, dude. But what a great person to learn from if you're J.D. Vance. And I think he's smart enough to know that. He's smart enough to recognize that.
Who was it? It was RFK Jr. or I'm trying to remember who was talking about the experience they had where Donald Trump was negotiating in front of them. They're like, I thought we had a pretty decent deal from India.
Oh, Scott Bessent.
Scott Bessent. That's who it was. Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, brought up, I thought we were getting a good deal from the Indian government on their tariffs and their plans. By the time Donald Trump was done with it, I was like, oh, my God.
I can't believe they agreed to
He's
this.
like, I thought they came in with a pretty good deal.
And was telling Trump we're good. And he's like, no. We're not good yet.
Yeah.
We will be.
We will be.
And we are now.
I think that's what you're going to get. if you ever were talking about taking a master's class in this, that's what J.D. Vance has the opportunity to get, is a master's class in negotiation.
And he's no dummy. I mean, he's not. And Ivy League doesn't mean what it used to necessarily.
No, but he's
a well-educated man.
When you've been an attorney,
yeah,
that's just different than you've been involved in corporate America and corporations around the world, and it's deals. It's deal making around the world.
It's like working for the federal government or government entity your entire career. You don't have the experience that someone who's worked in the real world has. You're in a place where they say money is endless and we can, we make decisions, and if it falls through and it goes terribly wrong and it costs the American taxpayer millions of dollars, too bad. If you're in private industry and you do that, dude, you're out, and then the company potentially can go under. There's so many things hinging on your decision making.
There's so much that's actually there's a lot in play. And to think that Donald Trump, considering where he came from, that set him up to know how to deal with these people from around the world.
I love it, man.
Because he built places around the world.
That's right. Yeah, he's been dealing with these people his whole life.
With governments around the world his whole life.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise that that's who we have. We have this deal maker, and that's what he's looking to do all the time, is make a deal. He's of the belief that there's always a deal to be made. And
he's not wrong about that.
Well, think about what he was doing with India now. When it comes to the tariffs and when it comes to really pressuring them, he's like, stop buying Russian oil so that I can get a peace deal. Because the Russians, as long as they're making their money and their oil, they can keep fighting it out with Ukraine as long as they need to.
Yep.
So he was talking about, I think it was yesterday, the day before, Donald Trump brought up, if oil came down by $10, Putin can't do what he wants to do.
He'd be out of business.
He was like, he wouldn't be able to do this if it came down $10. That's the way he's looking at it. He's playing long game on this stuff.
That's what we need, and that's the tutelage that J.D. Vance will get. And that's why the left hates him so much. They despise him. And I want you to hear from David French over on MSNBC. When he was talking about the Trump indictments, those completely justified. What do you think about the indictments that could potentially come down with the Russia Gate hoax?
I don't think any fair-minded observer could look at the Trump indictments and think these were specious, that there was no cause to bring these indictments. There was abundant cause to bring these indictments. And in fact, a person would be indicted who is not a former president 100 times out of 100 for very similar conduct. And in fact, many people have been indicted for similar kinds of conduct in the past. So what this is really is an effort to sort of create a law-free zone for sitting politicians, or at least sitting politicians that are MAGA sympathetic, or Donald Trump himself, of course. And so again, we are seeing the phenomenon of the Trump administration engaging in the exact kind of weaponization of the justice system that they've been accusing the other side of for years.
How backwards can you possibly be? He comes out of the gate setting the premise, well, any fair-minded person would look at this.
So we start with.
Yeah. But then my immediate question would be, okay, well, tell me what the crime was in New York, because nobody can. The judge couldn't.
Explain to me what was he charged with and what it resulted in.
We still, to this second, don't know the answer. We know that a jury was told they didn't even have to come to a unanimous agreement to prosecute or to convict.
One of the wild portions of that entire trial, as I remember when we were talking about it at the time, when you got the judge's information, which was public, of what he sent with the jury, it was basically explaining why Donald Trump had committed a crime.
Because no one could explain it.
When you read through it, it reads like, here's why he committed a crime, and here's what you're supposed to think about it. It's like, wait a minute, this is a total show trial, which show trials are only found in mostly communist countries, which what we were teetering on for the better part of 4 years.
And look, they would love to get us teetering on it again. And we'll not give up the effort to try.
The whole threat to democracy, the lingo they loved using for a long time, you had that going on under them. They've always been the threat to democracy. Hell, they were the threat to democracy. They haven't taken part in their own democracy since 2004.
It's nothing more than we're going to call it something and actually do something else. Tell me
when the last time they had a primary for president.
Prior to Hillary, I mean, it had to go back prior to
and Hillary was selected
that's
as well.
That's what I'm saying. Prior
Bernie
to
was beating her.
Yeah. You have to go before that.
You have to go to Hillary and Barack Obama. That's where you have to go to find the last time, basically, in 2008, 2004, 2008, when they had primaries.
And if somebody were to say there were shenanigans then, I'd accept it. I'd believe it. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Obama just flat beat her. That was the first time because she was the anointed one. She's the senator from New York, and she's going to be the first female president. And then Barack Obama basically woodshed her, and they were like, man, it's weird how nobody likes her the more she talks.
Right. No doubt about it.
Then they're like, well, I got an idea. Let's have her run against Donald Trump. She'll easily win, but you know what? Nobody likes her the more she talks.
Sounds very similar to another politician that jumped into the race that couldn't get 1% of the vote in the primary, but then was anointed again and handed the presidency, the way that they were going to operate it. Joe Biden was going to be kicked out. She was the anointed one, talking about Kamala, and the wheels fell off the bus again.
Read the stories about her and her staff from 2021.
When they were leaving in droves.
And they all had the same stuff. She's unprepared. She's not smart. She is a drunk. And you thought you could run that against Donald Trump. Thank you. Right. Thank you, Joe Biden. Thank you for doing that.
They've never had to be buttoned up before.
No, they've never actually had to practice democracy in the better part of 20 years.
So if you're not practicing it, are you going to be good at it? No, of course not.
Don't tell me about what's Donald Trump is doing. Donald Trump keeps winning.
And then if you go back where we got started with David French, when he talks about the political prosecutions now, well, none of those are real. Everything against Trump was real. Nothing against the Democrat Party and the people that created the Russia hoax, all that, not real. That's where they are.
Maybe it's because I had an up-close look at it here in the state of Georgia.
No kidding.
How bogus that was. And even the people that were named in the indictment, when I got a chance to interview them, and they're like, I've never even met Donald Trump. And I'm part of a criminal conspiracy, apparently.
It's nuts. They had nothing. They created it, and then it fell apart. Imagine that. When you create something out of thin air, that it won't hold water.
You had an accounting question in New York. How did you label a payment, a hush money payment? And because it was improperly labeled, and this was done 34 times, that was 34 felony counts on something that had already expired, which, by the way, they had to link it to another crime in order to then say it was a felony. It's like, what was the other crime that he committed?
We don't know. We have no idea. we really, to this moment, we don't know. That's why they all fell apart. Georgia, New York, Florida, D.C. That's why
he had documents he wasn't supposed to have.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
He's only the president.
The one that could, with his word, say these are declassified. Joe Biden couldn't. And he had them in his garage. He had them in the Penn Wharton Center.
He had them too old, Tug. He was too old.
I know, right?
Face prosecution.
Isn't that some hoops you have to jump through, that reasoning? Like, yeah, we're going after him. He has these documents. Trump and Biden aren't that far apart in age.
No.
But that's still what they used.
That was the argument.
And they let it go.
It's just they hate him so much.
They despise him.
They only have 3.5 years worth of sleeps.
That's right. Not too long. It'll be here before you know it. When we continue on Extra 106.3, can you spot the difference in Trump's populist movement and the one emerging on the left? Next on Extra 106.3, the 8 o'clock hour brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Chuck and his team love to hear from you at 770-GET-HEAT. CentralHeat.com.
Live and local news talk continues at 3 p.m. with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's the Kimmer Show, only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's here to tell you about a new company that is changing the way people buy their next pre-owned car or truck. At The Honest Car Guy, they offer a completely transparent way to purchase a vehicle. You pay what he pays, plus a small honest fee. You can choose any make or model. He will search the country for the best deal out there. He'll handle the paperwork, your trade-in, shipping, and even give you the bill of sale. Friends, I've done the research, and this is a buying process that you can trust. Call 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit online at honestcarguy.com.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Got a to-do list a mile long? No problem. We've got the ultimate solution, our Handyman for a Day program. Here's how it works. You get a skilled handyman dedicated to knocking out your honey-do list. Paint touch-ups, drywall repairs, door adjustments, and much more, all done in one day. Call us now before the rush for your Handyman for a Day and call us at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, The Trusted Toolbox.
Hey, Atlanta's Mark from the Safe House. I have a question for you. Am I the only person pissed off with the mainstream fake news, liberal judges,
and whiny liberal politicians
who don't realize why Donald Trump is president, and fake safes? And you may wonder, why fake safes? Well, a fake safe is like Joe Biden, cheap and ineffective. A real safe from Atlanta Safe House is like Donald Trump, tough, effective, and provides peace of mind when you need it the most. So drop by Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast and see what a real safe looks like. So go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Hey, this is John Flading from ATL Turfco. We're a family-owned and operated independent local company here in the Atlanta area. We've been in business for over 15 years. We install several different types of artificial grass. One is landscape, which looks like real grass for your lawn. The next one is pet turf. Pet turf is a little bit shorter than landscape and it's more durable. And the other one is putting greens. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
This is Bruce Hagan. The law in Georgia has changed, and it's going to be harder than ever to get fair treatment on your personal injury claim. If you have been injured through no fault of your own, call me. You need a real lawyer, and that's who we are. We're not some TV and billboard lawyers who don't even know how to get to the courthouse. I've been a Georgia super lawyer for 20 consecutive years, and that's because I try cases and I win cases. We get results for our clients, and we can get results for you. Hagan-law.com.
This is House Call for Health. It's summer and, yes, it's hot. But one way to make sure you're staying safe is to stay properly hydrated. The Mayo Clinic says dehydration happens when the body uses or loses more fluid than it takes in. And when that happens, symptoms can include feeling very thirsty, sweating less than usual, feeling tired and dizzy. Drinking more fluids can help improve or fix mild to moderate dehydration, but if it's severe, medical attention could be needed right away, and that could include treatment like intravenous or IV fluids. The National Institutes of Health says the key to preventing dehydration is to get fluids, drink enough water every day, avoid drinks that have sugar and caffeine, and drink extra fluids when the weather is hot, especially if you're going to be exercising or working outside. Dehydration is more serious for infants, children, and older adults. For more health news, go to foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Wednesday, August 6th. The Trump administration announced a $3.8 billion public-private partnership loan to add toll lanes along a 16-mile section of Georgia 400. The project will add new lanes in both directions along a section from MARTA's North Springs Station to 1 mile north of McFarland Parkway. The project also includes new bridges and other safety improvements. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said the funding made possible by the Transportation Infrastructure Finance and Innovation Act is the largest loan approved to a single borrower to date. A fifth suspect in the recent viral brawl in Cincinnati was arrested in Atlanta. 38-year-old Patrick Rosemond was arrested by FBI agents and charged with assault and aggravated riot. He'll now be extradited to Ohio. And the Fernbank Museum will undergo a $27 million facelift. The update includes new exhibits, galleries, and interactive experiences for guests of the museum. It's the largest renovation in the 33-year history of the museum, expected to be completed by the end of next year. Today's weather mostly cloudy with slightly warmer temperatures in the upper 70s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
8 o'clock hour brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts. 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com. When you call Chuck and his team to come out to your house, they will not send you into automation hell. There will be a person who answers the phone. If there's no other reason in the world to call Chuck and his team, that's it. There's nothing worse, zero worse than get put into automation. I despise it. It drives me up the wall. You won't have that. 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com. This is how bad I hate it, Los. My son, I told y'all, he got a speeding ticket up in Oak Island, North Carolina, where he was playing baseball. We've been trying as a family to pay that ticket since he got home for a couple weeks now. We cannot figure it out. The website, of course, it's a government website, so it doesn't operate very well.
It's weird how that works.
We're chasing our tail. We want to pay the ticket. He was speeding. We're not. He said, yes, I was speeding. Didn't know the speed limit. I was going 15 over. We want to pay the ticket, and we cannot figure out how to do it. What do? Finally, pick up the phone, call the Brunswick County Courthouse in North Carolina. They say they're on a training mission right now and won't be able to answer any calls. Leave us a message. That's the only way. If you leave a message, that's the only way they'll have a record of you calling at all, and they will answer the calls in priority of seriousness. I don't know what that means. I don't know when they'll call me back. Do I need to call again? I have no idea what to do.
I've only had this happen in small town Florida. Now, it wasn't a ticket. In this case, it was for my garbage disposal. I just needed to get my garbage service basically canceled out. And so I call up there, and I'm told by their automated line just to go over to this website and download this link, which was not fun to start with. And then by the time I sent it, then I had to leave a message to make sure that they got my link and my message and my document. I was like, okay.
How backwards?
Just please stop charging me.
Yes. And for us, we don't want him to get a warrant for his arrest for not showing up in court, not paying the ticket. And it's not for lack of effort, dude. I'm telling you, I have been on, courts.nc or nccourts.gov, whatever the website is. Dude, it just takes you in complete circles over and over and over and over again. Everywhere you go, it sends you right back to the place you started, no matter which link.
It does make you just want to drive and be like, here's the check.
Yes, exactly right. I drive almost 7 hours just to go up there. But if I'm going up, I'm waiting to the court date.
Just bring it to them all in pennies.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, seriously,
so frustrating.
You got to have some way for me to just process this order.
You would think I want to pay you, and that's what you want. Let's be honest. There's a quota out there. We got to get so many tickets that'll fund this, that, or the other thing. Pretend like it doesn't happen. All we want, but we know it does. This one, we're saying, yes, he was guilty. He did it. We just want to pay it to be done and can't. So the reason I bring that up is because you won't deal with any of that with central heating and air conditioning. They don't use automation at all. Someone will answer your phone, which is, God, will put your mind at ease. So Batya Ungar Sargon, I know I butchered her name. Sorry about that. I think the world of her. I think she's a really smart lady. She calls herself the MAGA Democrat.
Which they love. They love hearing that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You want to talk about turning into public enemy number one? That's how you do it.
She's like, I'm pretty left-leaning. Y'all's gone crazy.
Y'all are off the deep end with craziness. She talks about the difference in Trump's populism and the rising communist populism coming out of the left with Mamdani and now Pocahontas Warren. And the stark comparison, and we've told you about this before, how they look down on you. But she clarifies, she even makes it even more clear. Listen.
What's happening is we're seeing an emergence of a left-wing populism to counter Donald Trump's right-wing populism. And the difference is this. It's in how you view labor and work. Donald Trump views labor and work as inherently dignified, which is where his whole immigration agenda comes from. If you allow millions of illegals to come into the country, it undercuts the value of the labor of the American worker. So if you love work and you think it gives dignity and you love America, you're going to have a right-wing populist model to try to protect the dignity of the labor of the American worker. Contrast that with Mamdaniism and now Elizabeth Warrenism. In their view, labor and work is inherently humiliating and undignified. We should allow millions of illegal workers to come in and undercut Americans in the labor force. Remember, Mamdani is anti-ICE. He fought Tom Homan in that clip. And you should then bolster the welfare state so that, these over-credentialed, downwardly mobile elites can stay at home in rent-controlled apartments and become podcasters. It's about work and it's about America. And those two things come together in how you view immigration.
Dude, they look down on you if you work with your hands. They've made it so clear. They hold no one who works with their hands in high regard. I've got to call someone to come do this this work. They even speak the way that they speak about it. And they would rather you, Los, go to college, get a degree that doesn't do anything so they can indoctrinate you to also look down on people that work with their hands because you're elevated. You have this piece of paper that says you're better.
I feel like everything she just said was something that has been talked about on this radio station since we started talking about the effect that illegal immigration has on the American worker.
That's exactly right.
Like, she just happened to sum it all up into, here's why. Here's what it's doing. And if you support this, here's what it's going to do to your labor force. There's nothing wrong. I mean, it's flat out what it is. No one wants to hear that on the left. They all want to talk about these people that, well, they're here for a better life. Sure. But they're also degrading yours.
That's right. And to prove that, we've used the example of the meatpacking facility in Nebraska when they had the raid of 100 people. The next day when they're actually hiring Americans and have to up the wage that they're offering.
Have to give legal wages.
The place is full. That's not just, there's multiple examples of this. So you see it over and over and over again. Everywhere they tell you Americans won't do the work, given the opportunity, an actual illegal wage, they're in.
You know what's actually a great job? Construction.
Yeah, it is.
Construction pays very well for those that actually do it. Now, there are companies that get the break of hiring people that are not supposed to be here. And so suddenly, well, they're not going to complain about what they're getting. It's just what it is. But that work with your hands is looked at, just as you said, Tug. Oof, that's beneath me.
Totally. That's why they pushed college so hard.
Yeah.
They wanted you to feel the same way. And if they can get you in college and tell you that's the only way, that there is no other way to make a good wage and not have to be... Who wants dirt under their fingernails?
I love dirty jobs.
Yeah, the TV show Micro, yep.
Oh, the wild part about it is that, it's dirty jobs and what it is. But most of these people, it's like, it's their company or they're making like a real living.
Yeah.
Whereas you do have, hey, I studied sociology and I live with my parents.
Yeah, in the basement, and I got no opportunity whatsoever.
Part of what we have going on here when we have our intern program during the summer, oftentimes is trying to talk them into not doing the things that aren't going to be available. Like when we had, was it Lucas and Meadow?
Meadow, yep.
And Meadow brought up communications, and I was like, it is going away. Like, it's going to be
AI
different.
is going to just absorb all that.
It's going to zap it.
That's right.
I was like, do this instead. I was like, just a suggestion, just trying to help out. But I think that ends up being if you're involved in the university system, again, there's benefits to it because it's still 4 years on your own, getting ready for life. You got to come out of there better than when you came in. And yes, that's partly his education. But if you're carrying $200,000 in student loan debt, I could argue that you didn't come out better than you went in.
Of course not. Absolutely not. What?
You're carrying a house.
Somebody's got to pay for that.
Yeah.
And it's going to be you.
You're carrying a house, yet you don't have a house.
We had Dr. Rich McCormick on. He told us a story about his son going and getting a 4-year degree. It's great. Now his son is going through a trade school to become an electrician. And we're breaking down after Rich was gone, after he told us that, which is so wise. So I actually had the same conversation based on what Dr. McCormick told us, U.S. Representative for Georgia's 7th District. I had the same conversation with my son, and it was a question or a hypothetical that you posed. Because, you can start a business as a guy with a 4-year degree, start a company doing electrical work. But if you can do the work too,
yes,
all of a sudden that cuts off the fact that people will just use your business to get their experience and then go create their own. If you can do the job and run the business, dude, you are golden. Dr. McCormick said, you're going to make more money than I will as a doctor.
Yeah, flat out told him, you will make doctor money with this, and you don't have to worry about so much of the insurance. You don't have to worry about any of the lawsuits. You don't have to worry about any of the debt. It's wild how it all shapes up. So that's the danger of it, though, and this is where this whole goes hand in hand with illegal immigration. If you're going to try and have a workforce that we're making things again, and that's an important part about America. If we're making things, we're making livings. That's how we built the middle class. then you have to get away from what drives down wages, and that's illegal immigration.
And that's what Donald Trump has said.
That's what Unger's pointing out. Boccia's like, hey, if you allow this, it's hard to have a renaissance of working individuals manufacturing in this country, a golden age, when you have another end that's pulling down the wages.
The crazy thing is, her and I probably don't agree on, let's say, 50% of politics, because she's a Democrat. She's a leftist, not a leftist. She's a liberal.
She's a traditional Democrat.
Yeah, exactly.
If they exist.
She's probably one of the few that does.
Yeah.
We probably don't agree on about 50% of the things. But where we do agree is the most important thing to agree on. How do we put Americans in a place to succeed? That's what Donald Trump has talked about. Creating an economic environment that everyone can succeed. We can talk about the cultural issues that her and I probably disagree on in a different place at a different time. Right now is the time to talk about those things that are building, while we have a president who also wants to build that middle class. Having her out there saying those things, I love that bridge.
The tent's bigger that way.
It totally is, yes.
And her and I see eye to eye on this.
100%.
We're both explaining it the same way. And the only people that go at us on this are establishment Republicans, the people that, when it comes to the people that own businesses and want to make sure the wages stay down, and then Democrats that want to benefit from illegal immigration. Those are the two opponents. And they don't debate my point. They just say that their point's more important.
But isn't it crazy, though, that the people that call themselves Republicans actually are in their camp?
They're Chamber of Commerce, establishment Republicans.
And you have a woman in Boccia that we don't agree with on everything.
But yet she has this part nailed.
The most important part, which is the part that we can't stress enough, that we want to build this country so everybody can be successful. I know it's cliche, but rising tides raises all ships, and it's the truth. You saw it in the first Trump term.
You need a strong middle class no matter what.
Absolutely right. This is how we get it.
That is your tax basis. That is where you accomplish what you accomplish. If we can get our spending under control.
Yeah, that's something we got to do.
Growth is going to we're going to have to see how the big, beautiful bill picks that up. Hopefully we can get to 5 or 6% GDP, which would be like steroids. And if that's the case, well, then maybe we can actually start paying down more of this money that we owe the rest of the world.
I was watching Sean O'Brien talk to Tucker Carlson. This was a few days ago, but it kind of plays into this conversation. When he said Kamala Harris came to see them at Teamsters headquarters. They had about 16 questions they wanted to ask her. Her own campaign said, no. 3 is what you can ask, and we need them ahead of time. They were like, well, wait, what? And then she had the audacity, when leaving, after only answering the 3 questions, to say, if I don't have you, I don't care. I don't need you. That's the way they feel about. And I'm not a union guy, man. I know nothing about unions.
I tell you, I don't care for unions when we're talking about public spaces.
You can't stand it.
No.
Private, totally fine with me.
Yeah, go have it out with your car manufacturer.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not part of a union. Never have been. Got no problem with private unions. But for her to say that tells you the way, just like Boccia's saying, just like we've discussed, they lay it out there. They're telling you what they think of you, especially if you have to get your hands dirty. They think so low of you.
I installed some electrical. Granted, I was directed how to do it.
Yeah.
Man, he got down off that ladder. I'm like, got some stuff done.
There's not a better feeling than accomplishment.
It's great when you can get stuff like that done.
Exactly right. That's why they hate it. They hate because they despise anything.
I'm going to go work with my hands right now.
Well, but that's the thing, Los. They despise anything that's going to take you off the government teat. They despise anything that's going to make you an independent person that can survive on your own because you don't need them. And they need you to need them to maintain their power and their position. When we continue on Extra 106.3, forget Epstein. What voters are really interested in. Next on the Morning Extra.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Wednesday, August the 6th. The Atlanta Braves have dropped 2 straight at Truist Park to the Milwaukee Brewers, including a 7-2 loss last night. Game 3 of the series goes down tonight. Spencer Strider does make the start for the Braves. He'll be opposed by Jose Quintanilla. First pitch is set for 7:15. You can hear that game on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. From the NFL, ESPN and the league have come to an agreement in which ESPN will acquire the NFL Network and the very popular NFL Red Zone programming. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
This is going to sound crazy, but it's true. I wish Southern Exteriors worked on the roof of Jeeps. We drove last night down here to the ballpark to watch the Braves just get beat all to pieces. And on our way home, in my son's Jeep that we drove, there was a leak. And you can already feel the moisture inside. There was that little bit of odor that you can smell just anytime water gets in a car and it's been closed up. That was the moment I was like, oh my, I wish I could call Jason and the boys at Southern Exteriors to fix this roof. They don't do that. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to figure out how to do it. But if you got this same kind of issue in your house, and you'll recognize that smell, you know, when things get wet inside the house and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I got to get this fixed. And you put it off. It's very normal to do. Not a good idea, but it's very normal to do. Don't do it any longer. Call Southern Exteriors today. We got rain in the forecast for the foreseeable future, for like the next 10 days or something crazy. Get that taken care of so your house doesn't smell that way. That way, you know, you go into a room, you have friends over, and you're like, a little bit of a roof issue. Got to get that fixed. Call Southern Exteriors today. Get it fixed now. 877-9-SOUTHERN, southernexteriors.co. Not only do they do roofing work, they do doors, windows, siding, gutters. They can do millworks, too. They build you a nice back screened-in deck. It's awesome, all the things they do. And they'll give you 10% off any job or 12 months, 0% financing. Here's how you get that. southernexteriors.co. It's southernexteriors.co.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Good morning, Mike. What you eating?
You gotta try this.
I can hear you crunching from the next cube over.
This is amazing. I just discovered it this weekend at Lidl. It's Greek Goddess Gourmet Granola. They were sampling it, so I tried it. Then I bought 6 bags.
Wow. Is it cereal?
Can be, or an amazing trail mix. It's great for a meal or a snack.
What's in it?
Well, they have 2 flavors, maple oat and harvest nut, which is my favorite. It's made with whole grain oats, almonds, pecans, raisins, coconut, and the sweet taste of pure maple syrup. Maple oat is a simpler take on their delicious granola. It's got wholesome oats, plump raisins, coconut, and maple syrup.
That sounds healthy and delicious.
That's why I can't stop crunching, Susan.
Greek Goddess Gourmet Granola. It's a breakfast or on-the-go snack you can feel good about. It's dairy-free and gluten-free, and with only 2 grams of added sugar per serving, even your belly will love it. Pick some up at Lidl, Amazon, GreekGoddessGourmet.com, or at specialty stores near you.
There are nut jobs on the road. Who knows where they learn to drive? If one of them hits you, don't take care of it on your own. Call my friend David Van Sant, 855-GA-INJURY. Van Sant Law, one of Georgia's top-rated personal injury lawyers and car accident firms. Time is of the essence. Don't waste any. The longer you wait to get the right lawyer, the longer it takes to get the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law today. The number is 855-GA-INJURY. VanSantLaw.com.
Saving you money, I'm Hillary Barsky. If you want to leave the workforce early, you might want to consider several unexpected possible snags in your plan. First, you should have a clear idea of how much you'll need to save and try to set aside at least that much during your working years. According to the Motley Fool, have a safe withdrawal strategy in place. The 4% rule is one common approach where you withdraw 4% of your savings in your first year of retirement. Then you increase this amount slightly each year to counter inflation. It's supposed to make your retirement savings last 30 years. However, it doesn't always work as planned. That's why some people prefer to be more conservative and use the 3.5% or 3% rule. Another thing to consider is that you might have trouble accessing your savings if you're 59.5 if you plan to retire before this age. If a long retirement is something you really want, you really need to anticipate and prepare for the challenges that could arise. Saving you money, Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Los is racking his brain over here. I see him making notes and looking through accounts. I'm like, what in the world are you doing?
So I got a notification on my phone that Google YT Prime could not be charged onto your card. I went, what? And I saw the amount was $480. I was like, somebody has my credit card. Like,
this is terrible
is not
news.
good. This is terrible news. I have to deal with this. No. Turns out this is for NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube. I guess they decide to charge you the first week in August for something that's not going to be on for another month.
Yeah. Got to get that money.
Yeah, since I changed addresses, I guess they had my old one, so it didn't go through. I'm like, good, I'm still in control here.
That's right. Take a step back, YouTube.
You'll get your $480 in September, Google.
On my time.
That's right.
My time, too.
You wait for me to move, YouTube.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, quickly, who was it that called in and was going to help me with the Joe? I just want to say thank you to him.
Joe in Dallas.
Joe in Dallas. Thank you, Joey.
Thank you, Joe.
I'm going to give him a call later, see if we can figure out how to get my son's Jeep to not leak anymore. I'm telling you, man, that thing's going to smell so bad. Because he's leaving today. He's going to go to Charleston. And then we're going to meet over in Augusta to get him finish the move-in for the school year. And that thing with that little bit of a leak is just going to smell so bad. It's going to be ripe and smell like an old, dirty, stinky shoe.
So gross.
So gross.
Also, it'll take one real August day when it's not cloudy and it's sunny and 95, 98 degrees.
I noticed it yesterday as soon as I opened the door. You open the door and it's like, ow!
Gonna bake in, man.
Yeah, what is this stench? What have you been doing in here?
It was so gross.
Oh, it's so disgusting, so awful.
I only had one time where I had a car where something like that occurred. It was a mouthwash bottle that had like the lid portion the plastic part had like cracked. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't know it was in the back seat, with the rest of the groceries. So it was just spilling mouthwash out the whole way home. And by the time I got home and I opened that door, I was like, okay, you smell like mouthwash. Then a couple days of like August heat.
Oh.
Now it was like this, it just permeated the vehicle of like stenchy mouthwash.
Oh, God. It just makes you want
to this day, I'm like, oh, God.
Do you ever get a hint of it? Is there anything that will take you back to a horrible place than a smell?
Yeah, that's the one.
Dude.
And I don't smell well, and I smelled that thing. I couldn't imagine like my wife would, because she can smell everything.
Yeah. She's having to live with it.
Like, I'm not getting that car. I was like,
She's ready to throw up again.
Yeah, it's like that was a car from like 15, 16 years ago, and I remember going to try and get it detailed out, and maybe I got like most of it, but still, it was always there.
Yeah. This is awful. This will be terrible. I threw up in a friend's car one time after a rock and roll concert. That's hard to believe, I know. But, and I was like, I couldn't get to the window. They put me in the middle. Yeah, this is the worst place to put the guy that's teetering in the middle in the back seat. It's awful. Whoever had that place, it's their fault. Wasn't my fault. Their fault. But I took responsibility. I said, I'm going to go get this thing cleaned up, and I told them I'll come get it in the morning and I'll take it and detail it. And I did, but I did the best that I could, man. I spent hours and hours and hours. I did everything. I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed. And smell just didn't go out. I had to ultimately pay, after spending all the money, do everything that I did, which was probably $100+ trying to get it out of there. I finally had to give them, I think, $150 or $200 to take it to a professional and do it because it was just wouldn't.
So I did a radio show in like North Cumming, probably about 6 or 7 years ago, somewhere right around in there, and maybe even longer. And Brian Hoyt, former worker here, former coworker, he went up there and did the show with me. And then we decided, let's drive over to Good Old Days.
Who hadn't done that?
And we had another friend of ours who came out and met us, and he was more of like the DD. He just had like a couple.
Okay.
Well, Hoyt went a little all out.
No.
And he was giving us a ride back over to my house, as Hoyt was just going to crash out on the couch, and I was going to go to sleep. And we were waiting because he was a friend of ours talking to some young lady. And Hoyt proceeds to throw up in the car. But he almost got the door open. So, those little cup holders you have on like the side of your car?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he like filled it, right? Now here's where it gets bad. This is not the bad part.
What do you mean where it gets bad? It's already bad.
My friend didn't find it until the next day.
Oh, God.
And then he proceeded to give Hoyt an Indian name. He never referred to him as Hoyt again. He referred to him as Pukes on Cars. He's like, oh, there's Pukes on Cars.
That's right.
It's the nastiest thing. He goes, he was describing getting it out of the cup holder. I was like, oh, God, that's the worst thing ever. Ugh.
Dude, I'm teetering right now just thinking about
You're
that.
talking about the how just smells will bring you back.
Always. It's the quickest thing to me anyway.
In college, I learned that if you're study with peppermint and then pop that peppermint in before you go take an exam, and it'll help you remember the information.
Do you think that's real?
Yeah, it worked for me.
Okay. I
passed.
I would
believe it or not. I passed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how well did you pass? Was it just barely pass, or did the peppermint put you up to a B+? I mean, what?
I don't recall that. Maybe I need a peppermint.
I got a friend of mine who swears by the non-nicotine packs. Apparently, there's some that's good for like brain function. And so
non-nicotine packs?
Yeah, he got the little pouches.
Like a Zen, but with no nicotine.
Yeah. But then, so he does that in his upper lip, and then he does the nicotine one in his lower. That's how he crushes his morning, as he put it to me.
What?
Like, this one's for my brain function. This one's for fun.
I can't. I thought the whole thing with nicotine is it gives you the little.
I thought so too.
So what does the non-nicotine?
I don't know.
What benefit?
It's a mystery to me, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
What do I look like? Science?
Yes. Usually you got the answer.
I don't know.
The Oracle of Atlanta. I usually know.
This is one of those where I just looked at my friend Logan. I was like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
I'm new to this pouch game, man.
What is this mystery that you have stumbled upon? Yeah, I got to tell you, the pouches, the Zens, I try to steer clear from them because I like them too much. You know what I mean? I have to.
Yes.
I don't have.
I've got 5,000 Zen points. I know exactly what you mean.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
You mean you just said you like them too much? I love them.
Exactly. And I'm embarrassed that you are only liking them, and the fact that you find some sort of shame in this.
I'm hoping you start buying some packs so I can start to bogart your points too.
Yeah, because I'm not good with stuff like that. I'd have to just hand them off.
I'll take one on the way home.
Yeah.
But I think there's a part where Jerry's like, man, why does he only need one then?
Seriously. What are you talking about? How many Zens a day are you?
There's 20 in a pack. I go through one every other day. So let's average 10.
10 a day.
Yeah.
God, dude. I love it. Just burning it down.
Telling you, when we go to the pool.
Oh, I know, right?
That's been the jam.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like throw one in at the pool.
But I have to have
no
something.
Smoking area? No problem.
No problem.
I have to have something on my stomach though. It makes my stomach do cartwheels.
Gives you the poo-poos?
It does something. I'm not sure. Definitely does something.
What a dumb show.
What a gross segment.
That's right. Well, I mean, we could have talked about Jeffrey Epstein, but why? We can talk about Zen and Zen points and things that you actually care about because you probably experienced them too.
And your leaky Jeep.
And throwing up.
In your car.
Yes.
Just before we go to break, Marty in Atlanta, one of our great callers, he called in. He said the worst things he's ever smelled. He had an internship at a brothel.
Ooh.
And I don't know how you get that internship. I don't know where you get that internship.
What were you studying?
Well, that's funny that Marty called it an internship. Okay, Marty.
Code. Don't hit us with code.
Yeah, I was an intern at a whorehouse.
That's hard to believe, Marty.
I was in charge of marketing at the Bunny Ranch.
Yeah, exactly. You know what, though? That one's big enough. It probably does have a marketing team. So maybe that's where Marty went. When we come back on Extra 106.3, the stain on America that still exists. Not in America, but worldwide. Next on Extra 106.3.
Time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
We pause for a moment to feel sorry for federal workers who have been losing their jobs as Trump cuts down on the size of the federal government. Their resumes go unanswered. Could there possibly be a reason? Well, let me ask you this. In what area of federal or government employee would you, as a businessman, go to look for future employees? Would you go to the local DMV? Yeah, you'd love to have those people working for you. How about building inspectors who are adept at measuring the height of toilet seats? Regulation writers at the federal government level, the people that write the rules, like the 34-page rules in the Federal Register for how to build a ladder, or the handicap spatulas that have to be next to every single public pool in existence. No, they can't be portable. School teachers, well, if you need somebody that can assign pronouns at work, that might be helpful. There are two areas where I would willingly go to hire people: air traffic controllers and law enforcement. But for many government jobs, look, there's no worries about competition. You don't ever have to go the extra mile. You have union protections on the job and amazing pensions that far outstrip the private sector. There are no track records of exceeding expectations when you are a federal or government employee. Outstanding performance on the job, not readily recognized. Now, there is a career coach out there by the name of Tristan Layfield. He addressed this issue of all these fired government workers having a rough time finding a job in the private sector. He said, government jobs are not tied to tangible results. Perfectly said. Remember this, folks. Somebody has to cook the French fries. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. The 9 a.m. hour is presented by Southern Exteriors. Quality and precision you can rely on.
President Trump thinks the FBI might have to get involved. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, getting Democratic lawmakers who left Texas back to the state.
You can't just sit it out. You have to go back. You have to fight it out. That's what elections are all about.
As Republican Governor Greg Abbott files a lawsuit trying to remove the state House Democratic leader from office, Democrats have dug in, blocking a congressional redistricting vote in Texas that could give Republicans 5 more House seats in the 2026 elections.
I will liken this to the Holocaust. People are like, well, how did the Holocaust happen? How was somebody in a position to kill all them people? Well, good people remain silent.
But soon after telling that to the Don Lemon podcast, State Rep Jolanda Jones regretted it.
Jones told Fox News Digital that was a mistake and I apologize for it. And quote, Trump is coming for my community and I get emotional about it and make strong statements. But that was going too far and I retract that comparison. But former President Obama has stoked these emotional fires, calling the Texas GOP's plan, quote, a power grab that undermines our democracy.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff is in Moscow talking to Russia's leader, trying to get Vladimir Putin to stop the war in Ukraine ahead of President Trump's Friday Russia deadline to agree to a ceasefire or face new economic sanctions. Israel is considering escalating the war in Gaza and occupying it to get Hamas to release the remaining hostages.
My brother doesn't have time anymore. It's so urgent that he looks like a living skeleton.
Ali David just told that to Fox. His brother Eviatar was seen in a video Hamas released showing him emaciated and digging his own grave.
It cannot be more clear that they use human beings as bargaining chips.
He also blames Hamas for starving Palestinians in Gaza, for stealing food. The U.S. and Israel are working to send and distribute more food in. It'll be like Alligator Alcatraz, the illegal immigration detention facility in Florida. Democrats want closed. A new one in Indiana called the Speedway Slammer. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says it'll house those ICE arrests.
Then we will send them home. They don't belong in this country. They never should have been allowed in under the Biden administration.
America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and if you want to do business with a company that actually stands for something, switch to Pure Talk. I did. Sure, I appreciate being on America's most dependable 5G network with unlimited talk and text for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is Pure Talk's commitment to our military and to our skilled workforce. That matters to me. Save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Wake up with the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3 Atlanta.
Tug and Los on the Morning Extra. Download the app so you can listen live and on demand. Such flexibility just for you. So you can listen at 9:03 right now, or you can listen at 9:03 tonight. Totally up to you. The flexibility's there. The app is on your phone, no different than your YouTube TV or your HBO Max or your DirecTV now, whatever you use. All of them, Xfinity, they all pretty much have the same availability. It's right there.
I was not aware that the people on YouTube TV are not very pleased right now. They've had a 20% increase.
Oh,
so they're trending.
Got it. Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah. It was always pitched to us. A la carte's going to be so great because you can just choose what you want, and it's going to be so much cheaper because you just buy the channels you want. Say a couple dollars a piece, it'll be fine. And now it's more expensive than ever. And now instead of having all the channels on one, you have to have Netflix, you have to have Hulu, you have to have HBO Max, you have to have Paramount Plus, you have to have Peacock. You got to buy them all. I got the Disney bundle. So mine is just Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN, and I think mine's like $57. Mm-hmm. But that's the bundle pricing, which that works for me, because I've got kids who watch Disney Plus. Yeah. And obviously I'm all over the sports and everything else. So yeah, I guess I'm winning right now. Yeah, seems like it. I'll take the dub right now. Yeah, seems like it. I need to figure out how to get there. Because I still pay to watch, I keep DirecTV, and it's not an endorsement for them. DirecTV Now, or I think that's what it's called. The streaming one. The Disney bundle, by the way, like with the Hulu and everything, it's $35.99. And then, of course, I add a couple things, and so that's where I'm at like $57. Yeah. Can you watch the Braves on those? Because that's always been my thing. I want to watch the Braves every night. And I watch it on yours. Well, right, but I'm saying right. So you don't. Unless I want to pay the Braves and download their app. Yeah, no. But that's what I'm saying, though. It's because if you want a particular thing like the Braves, you're ready to pay for it. Yeah, and that's the reason. I think it's only through DirecTV. That, and I think there's one other service where you have access to the Braves. Yeah, I forget. Maybe there because of a long time. In the beginning of the season, like the first quarter. Well, it may have been last year. It was recently, one of the seasons that even Xfinity, you didn't have the Braves on Xfinity, which the building is right next to the stadium. It was one of those weird falling out that they couldn't figure out. Finally, they have, but it's if you want the Braves, it's going to be a higher tier. So that's the reason I can't escape it. That's the reason I cut the cord, but the cord just followed you. Yeah, it just seems to. It seems the streaming is just as much as the keeping. The regular cord was. I'm saving quite a bit because in comparison, the last time I had DirecTV, which is more than a decade ago, I did the math between Sunday Ticket and this was because that was the only place you could get it then, right? Sunday Ticket. Now YouTube is the exclusive provider. Sure. Yep. And so you go through that, but you had to go as a DirecTV member to get Sunday Ticket.
And then even with, I think I had just HBO. Like there was no other additional stuff. I was paying $2,400 a year for TV I wasn't watching.
Good Lord. I bet we're not far off. I mean, it's with the streaming. I mean, it's $100 a month, so it's at least $1,200. And the only thing that I really watch is the Braves. But I've not figured it all out yet. Maybe
well, when you retire, you can just buy the Braves app.
Yes.
And spend like your $18.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you'll be good.
But are you able, because this is the question my wife and I, we're kicking it around. Do you get rid of this and just buy the Braves app, the FanDuel app, so you can watch it? You got, obviously, the 680 The Fan app. If you want to listen to them free, you can do that. With ESPN, you can watch live ESPN programming when you pay for it. So you can watch when Georgia shows up on ESPN News because they're playing, Marshall or whomever. You can still watch those games because that was the big thing. If I was like, can you do that? And then how do you watch? Because this is almost like a science experiment a little bit.
Oh, good. I like science experiments.
How do you watch the games that are on Fox or whatever?
Because you get all of them.
Oh, even the Fox games on
Get all of them. Yeah.
Is that on Hulu then?
Yeah.
See, now things are starting to make sense.
Yeah, it's all bundled together, with ESPN and Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as it's an ESPN, Disney, whatever product, you get it all.
Yeah, but Fox isn't an ESPN Disney product.
Yeah, but that's still just regular television.
Yeah, so in Hulu you have the live capability as well. Okay, now it's starting to make sense.
Yeah, let's see.
Well, of course.
I can't do location services on this one. But no, yeah, you can. I can.
Yeah, you just flip through it.
I just flip through and I can show you all the live TV that I got options for, and then
perfect.
Yeah, the nice part is that when you have a game, like you're saying, like, oh, I got to go to ESPN News, it's actually easier in my opinion because I can just say, here's the team I'm looking for, and whatever channel that it's ended up on is where it's at. So, for instance, I can just say, here, give me all the MLB for later, and it'll tell me here are all the games that are coming up that I can see. Yeah, and where you can see them.
It's just getting out of that old mindset of having it all right there in one place. Because you
got to get beyond the channel mindset.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's something I've yet to overcome.
You realize how hard it was for me to forget about 269?
Probably not very hard.
No,
it was.
That was History Channel.
Oh,
and 212.
You don't have those anymore?
No, I don't have channels anymore.
Well, you got my login, so you have that.
Oh, I try not to. I mean, normally you already have it on the Braves, so I just click that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't. I know what the channel is. I don't have channel numbers anymore.
Yeah. Result.
I'm not going like, oh, I need to get to channel 5 by 8 o'clock tonight for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't exist.
And it's a different world, isn't it? And it's
it takes a while to forget about 269 because that History Channel that's pretty legit.
Yeah, right. I see some of the recordings that pop up on the DVR because I probably shouldn't say this, but I will. I've given my login to
a few people.
Yeah, and people record all kinds of things that pop up on my DVR. And
I've never recorded.
Well, okay. Well, then it maybe my brother-in-law is, but he's a History Channel guy too.
But there's been a few times where I have had to turn off closed captioning. I'm like, who keeps putting on the closed captioning,
dude? It does it on its own every night. I have to turn it off every night.
Some fool is doing it to us.
No way. Who would do that? Who would do that? No, nobody's going to do that.
You're the one who gave away all the logins.
I know.
I just know that when closed captioning is on Netflix, I know that either my wife or I put it on there because we were watching some sort of show with heavy accents.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, nobody puts the closed captioning on.
Yeah. Ours automatically comes on. I turn it off every day. Every time I turn on the TV.
Yeah, I have to turn it off.
I have to turn. Same here.
I'd probably say about 30% of the time I'm like, who put on the closed captioning again?
Dude, I bet it's closer to 80 for me. And so I don't know who's doing it.
I'm glad we're both dealing with it.
I need to find the list of people that I've given this login and say, quit turning the daggone closed captioning on. It's driving me nuts. It's driving me and Los both nuts. How's it not driving you nuts? That's the problem. 404-741-1230. Do you share your logins? I think that's a valid question because it seems like everybody does. Netflix is the only one that makes it a little complicated.
Netflix has added a little bit of extra security. The reason why I know Hulu I can't really do, it's because it will ask, are you changing your location?
That's right, yeah.
And so it allows you to change it 4 times during the year. If you change it any more than that, it locks you out.
Right.
So that's why
I would be careful.
I would only do it if we were like on a family vacation. I'd be like, yeah, I want all my programming. And
here.
This is our new place for the weekend.
For the week, yeah. For the weekend, yeah. I'm fascinated to see if everybody's like me, man, because I hand it out like Pez candy. Here you go.
I used to do that with my ESP around here. Like, for the longest time, you would think that if you worked in an organization where they covered quite a bit of sports, that you might have an ESPN.com login. And for the longest time, I was the only one. So I had to like leave it on the computer. And so that way everyone could go to like, the ESPN paid content section.
Yeah.
And print off whatever they wanted. Or, hey, can I get your login? Or like eventually I was like, no more.
Stop.
No more.
Stop. If it ever comes up, this is when I'll have to change the password and be really selective. Is when I'm not able to watch my own TV.
Yes,
because those little prompts once in a while come up.
Yeah. I've gotten that where it says like there's too many streams. I'm like, okay, I give up.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, when I had Hudson Mason's login, that was different. I was like, I'm logging you right off. Deal with that, Hut.
What you think of that?
And then he'd call me up like, hey, are you logged in? I'm like, no, man.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea.
I was like, what happened?
I don't know.
I got logged out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man, it's like magic.
Dude, I don't know how it happened.
It's too bad.
And good luck getting back in.
I'm sitting there like muted so he doesn't know I'm listening to watching the Braves.
It's good just taking advantage.
What are you doing? Nothing, man. I'm out in the backyard. What are you doing? I can't log in. Oh, man, that sucks.
I'm out here chopping wood, man. I don't know what you're talking about. I rarely ever watch that.
I'm out in the yard, man.
Liberal John called in. And you say, Liberal John, you love closed captioning.
Yeah, man. Good morning. I do like the closed captioning, but as I was sitting here waiting to see if I was going to get on, I was thinking, I don't like it live.
I totally agree.
If I'm watching something live, but if I'm watching a movie or a TV show or something, I enjoy the closed caption. But
I like it, and John, I wonder if you do this the same way. I like it in documentaries where if somebody's a little difficult to understand, or if you're watching a movie where the accents are really strong, like that's where I want the closed captioning. But live television, I can't handle it.
Yeah, the live TV is bad because it just lags behind so far. But
or they get it wrong too a lot of times, and when it's the live version, they get, everything's all backwards and wrong.
Right. I watched Black Mass last night, and I was just thinking about I was able to just follow it better because.
Yeah, that's a heavy dialogue movie.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And I was kind of low because the kids are asleep, so I've got the volume kind of low and everything. So
there you go.
That's an easy way to keep up with it.
So that's the Whitey Bulger movie.
Oh, about the gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
is that the Johnny Depp?
That's the Johnny Depp one. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch that. That's on
Netflix as well.
Okay.
Yeah, Black Mass is on there.
I miss Smokey and the Bandit. I guess I'll have to go over there.
I miss Smokey and the Bandit, so now I need to make up for it by watching Black Mass.
I was trying to have plans because what happens to me, and I don't know if this happens to you, I don't have a set thing that I want to see. I'm always, because I'll text Los all the time, be like, hey man, I'm sitting here with an hour and a half. What? Give me something to watch, because I can never remember.
Behind the Curve.
Yeah. Well, I was at the games when I get to, but Neil Bortz reached out. He shot me an email. Hey, had so much fun with y'all. Thank you for the underwear. Can you tell me the name of the documentary that Lowe's told me about?
Behind the Curve.
Yeah, and I shot it over to him. So that's probably what.
Okay, I was wondering how that was played. I thought that was for you.
No, it wasn't. No, it was. I thought I told you.
He's got my phone number. I don't know why he doesn't just text me or call me.
It was just a reply back from the exchange we had about timing and getting here and when and how he was going to make it in. I don't think Neil goes out of his way to do it. He's like, if this is the stream of conversation, I'm going here. This is where I'm going to ask the question.
I get that impression. It's very much okay.
Yeah.
We keep this simple.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think maybe Dre and Flounder and I were all on that email, just trying to time it all out. And that's where he replied back to last night. Quickly, I mean, this is not a quick conversation per se, but I do find it interesting. And it's one of the things that it's a tough, difficult conversation because it was, it's horrible and everybody knows it's horrible. No one's trying to gloss over how bad slavery was. The slaves that were brought to America, I want you to consider that. and how quickly America ended slavery, sooner than any other country yet. It's the one that's demonized. All these other countries had the same issue. I mean, it happened all over the world. It's not unique to the United States of America, but America figured it out first. They were the quickest to end the practice, and yet they're demonized the most. And the thing that irritates me about this is that those same people that demonize America for it don't protest the actual slavery that's happening in the world today, all over Africa. And we know the Chinese have enslaved the Uyghur people, the Muslim minority there. I'm not a Muslim, but I care about slavery. I care about those people that are making LeBron James shoes for 2 pennies an hour or nothing, and he's making $300 per pair of shoe. Those are the same people that demonize the United States every day as slavery still exists.
Yeah, but that piece of bamboo, that gets me some shoes faster.
It does. No doubt. No doubt.
I need an affordable shoe.
And let me tell you, LeBron James is more than willing to take advantage of that.
All right, let's do the math on this.
Yes.
So when you look at just the Americas, talking about North America, South America, all through this region of the world, you realize we had 3% of the total slavery population.
Was it 450,000?
3%.
Yeah.
There's only 2 countries that have actually fought wars over ending slavery. It was us and the British.
And the British. And those are the 2 that are demonized the hardest.
And yet, why does this occur? Well, because it's politically advantageous.
Of course.
You can tell me all about the wrongs of America and it was the founding in such a disgusting way. The entire basis of the founding of the country, and you can go through this with whether it's the Federalist Papers all the way through Abraham Lincoln. So you're basically your first 100 years of this country, you had people talking about how slavery will be going away. Like here's how we've built it in for it to go away. And that was always the plan. In fact, when Abraham Lincoln became the president as the first Republican, as the leader of the Abolitionist Party, that means the abolition of slavery, by the way, his plan wasn't even to free the slaves. It was slavery's going to go away on its own. Like, that's what the Civil War ended up turning into, is like, okay, here's the direction it's going to go. So to have this mark of, we always carry the stain of slavery, why don't you tell me about Brazil?
Yeah,
okay.
With 5.5 million.
Why don't you tell me about Argentina? Tell me about what happened throughout the entirety of the Caribbean countries, because you're going to find just as much, if not more, there.
Venezuela, Peru.
But it starts a conversation that's empowering to people who want to put you on your back foot.
It is always about political power. If these people were worth their weight, and if they were still not complaining, if they were demanding that the slavery end in Africa, which we know it exists, and in China, I could at least take them serious. I could at least commiserate with them, because they are trying to end this practice that ended in America a long, long time ago, but still continues today. I don't hear anybody at Nike demonizing the Chinese for this evil practice, but I hear people demonizing the United States of America every day. It's just something that got in my craw yesterday, and I see people like Al Sharpton, people that use
it's a race grifter, race hustler. That's all.
But it's awful. You're going to talk about somebody that takes the worst of the worst and enriches themselves off of it.
So we've always talked about what happens when you bring up the word reparations, how it's an instantaneous loser. Like, you're going to lose. You bring up reparations, you're going to lose.
Ask Gavin Newsom.
Every time you bring up reparations, you're going to lose. There's a reason why when it got to Gavin Newsom's desk in California, he was like, haha, just kidding, because he had political aspirations beyond California. So he wasn't going to sign it. There's no chance, zero chance. Like, this was an experiment. We were just seeing if we could afford this. They can't. Now, with all that being said, I will tell you that I will pay you reparations as soon as you can prove to me you were a slave. Like, now.
Well, I can show you where there actually are slaves.
Okay.
Yeah. Not here.
Let me go over to a region of China, as you were pointing out.
Exactly.
All right. There's places in the world where actual slavery does exist. You know where there are slaves? A bunch of the kids that we imported into this country illegally.
No kidding. that are.
You want to know what real slavery is? There are sex slaves right now in this country.
Tim Tebow is on the cutting edge of that. Let me tell you, I've been listening to a lot of his discussions, and they are the most heinous thing that you've ever heard in your whole life, and they will make you sicker than anything that you heard or have ever heard, and it's happening right now.
Yeah, don't tell me about, hey, my ancestors 200-something years ago. I'm like, why don't we talk about the 11-year-old who's chained to somewhere right now? That under the Biden administration was brought in here because they were launching the largest child sex trafficking system in the entirety of the world. I bring it up all the time. We consume the most child porn of any country in the world. These people were supporting this stuff because there's powerful people that are sick.
And their money.
So don't tell me about what happened to your family 250 years ago. I don't care about it. What I do care about is a bunch of these kids that got trafficked in here, and this is what they're being used for. Getting their bodies sold over and over again.
And
don't tell me you're a victim.
Tim Tebow, man, if you get a chance, if you can stomach it, go listen to some of his discussions and conversations and what his foundation is doing to try to stop it. Not complain about what has been, but what is happening right now. The actual slavery that's happening right now. It's unbelievable, and it's hard to stomach. When we come back, the evidence in the Biden burn bags. Next on Extra 106.3, 9 o'clock hours, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, your home exterior solution since 1999. 8779 Southern, southernexteriors.co.
Did you miss Neil Bortz?
I am shocked.
Don't worry. He's live anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Oh, that radio show.
Did traffic cause you to miss some of the Kimmer Show? Get it on the app.
It's all the kids talk about on Monday at school.
With anytime show replays from the Kimmer, Bortz, the Morning Extra, Clay and Buck, and so much more. Plus local headlines and breaking news. Grab the Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Hey, this is Tom from The Honest Car Guy. We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly. We guarantee each vehicle we sell will come with a copy of the bill of sale, showing what we paid for it. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee. Guaranteed. Honesty is the best policy, and we guarantee it. Finally, a pre-owned car and truck buying process that you can trust.
Get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
A study by Allianz Life reveals that 63% of Americans harbor the fear of running out of money in retirement. With that, let's turn to Coach Pete. Coach, what about the word safe?
Safe. Big word. Big word. Misconstrued sometimes. When you hear safe, it seems boring to some people. Safe, you think of a CD at the bank paying 1%, but there are some safe strategies that will grow your money, help you participate in the upside of the market, but not the downside, and give you lifetime income you can never outlive. That is the true safe, and that puts safety, gives you peace of mind if you have the right safety, doesn't it?
It sure does, and get a look at what the right safety plan for your retirement could be. Call Coach Pete's local trusted advisor, Craig Chandler of Chandler Wealth Management, 800-419-6164, 800-419-6164, 800-419-6164. Craig Chandler, 800-419-6164.
Hey, Kimmer here. I'm going to help you cut through all the nonsense when it comes to windows and siding, Peach State Windows, and so much more. The company you want with owner Jeff Shea and his outstanding crews. I've known these people for 25 years, Jeff and his wife. They've been doing around here for 50. Here's the deal. Peach State was not built on marketing gimmicks and cookie-cutter things from vendors who knows where they get their stuff. It's built on reputation of integrity and quality workmanship, plain and simple. Relationships with the top vendors mean they always offer you some kind of special deal with the best materials and the latest tech, and a price that makes sense for your budget. They don't just throw random stuff at you. Each job customized to fit your home's look, age, function, whatever. Still get the best deals from those trusted vendors, and Peach State even offers financing options as low as, how about zero? And don't break the bank to get your home looking sharp either. Current offers and financing options right there for you at peachstatewindows.com. Skip the gimmicks, cut through the noise, go straight to the company's been doing it for decades. Peach State Windows and so much more. The trusted name, peachstatewindows.com.
My
name is Patrick, and I'm the Military Outreach Manager at the Warrior Alliance. I served in the U.S. Army as an airborne ranger and deployed to several combat zones in support of the global war on terror. Veterans bring excellence through our work ethic, skills, and civic duty. However, transitioning to civilian life can be difficult, as we all share a loss of purpose when leaving the military. Returning veterans have earned and deserve our support so they can thrive on their journey home. The Warrior Alliance understands the challenge and is helping warriors navigate to success after service. Join us in changing thousands of lives for the better. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
Here are your Georgia headlines for Wednesday, August 6th. The Trump administration announced a $3.8 billion public-private partnership loan to add toll lanes along a 16-mile section of Georgia 400. The project will add new lanes in both directions along a section from MARTA's North Springs Station to 1 mile north of McFarland Parkway. The project also includes new bridges and other safety improvements. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said the funding made possible by the Transportation Infrastructure Finance and Innovation Act is the largest loan approved to a single borrower to date. A 5th suspect in the recent viral brawl in Cincinnati was arrested in Atlanta. 38-year-old Patrick Rosemond was arrested by FBI agents and charged with assault and aggravated riot. He'll now be extradited to Ohio. And the Fernbank Museum will undergo a $27 million facelift. The update includes new exhibits, galleries, and interactive experiences for guests of the museum. It's the largest renovation in the 33-year history of the museum, expected to be completed by the end of next year. Today's weather mostly cloudy with slightly warmer temperatures in the upper 70s. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
9 o'clock hours brought to you by Southern Exteriors, 8779 Southern, southernexteriors.co. Windows, roofing, siding, gutters, doors, and millwork. They can build you a nice screened-in back deck on your house. They can do it all. 10% off any job or 12 months, 0% financing. 8779 Southern, southernexteriors.co. Can I vent a little bit?
Yes, please. I love when you vent because you don't complain much.
This whole we're going to charge you to drive on a interstate that you've already paid for. It pisses me off like nothing else in the world. You either charge me when I'm driving it up and stop taking tax dollars out of my paycheck, or let the toll thing go. It's been nice for this 15 years that we've not had to deal with the toll on 400. We've already paid for the road.
I drove that over and over and over again. And every single time as I would go right through the toll plaza, it was okay. I'm back through the toll plaza. I paid my, whatever it was, like 75 cents or 50 cents to ride on that highway again. And then surprisingly, they actually took it down when everything was paid for. Surprisingly. Like, that doesn't happen.
I've never seen a government behave that way before.
I've never seen that occur, considering that there's tollways all over Florida and all over Texas, especially North Texas. Man, those things don't come down. In fact, if you go to the airport in Dallas-Fort Worth, to go to the DFW airport, not Love Field, but to go to DFW, you have to go through a toll just to go to the airport.
But those are all states that don't have tax, right? They don't have a state tax.
Texas they don't have a state tax, no.
Florida does,
so
right.
They hit you up in other ways.
Right, exactly.
Whereas we have, obviously, an income state tax.
Right, so make up your mind. Why are you going to charge me taxes to build a road and then charge me again to drive on that road? Well, you get to drive on the road. You can't drive in this lane because it's for the people that are paying for it. We've already paid for it. Dude, it makes me furious. It makes me livid. That one's the one that it gets under my skin.
I don't know how I'm going to handle it if I have to deal with, because I haven't had to deal with a toll tag or toll anything for 15 years now. Yeah. In fact, I will get my Peach State toll.
Yeah.
And it just always says the same thing.
Zero. That's same here. Same exact thing. Same.
Like, yes, thank you.
But does it not irritate you the way it irritates me? Or do you just handle it better?
I think it's a wait and see approach.
Okay. Because when we're headed out, say we're going to up to South Carolina, over to South Carolina, and we got to go 85 or whatever, and I'm there, and it irritates me then. And I don't even live over there. I rarely use it.
So you've never used any of the hyperspeed lanes? Neither have I. I haven't either.
Yeah,
but they're there.
Yeah. They've been paid for by the taxpayers. Yes, I know. And now they're...
Now that they're paid for by the taxpayer, now I have to pay again to use them?
Again. See, that's... thank you.
That's where Tug gets a little upset.
Dude, it always comes down to taxes.
You know what it is? It's
soft tyranny.
It's a form of soft tyranny. I'm glad you now like it's soft tyranny because, but here's the deal: it drives next to you,
right?
Because as you're sitting there in traffic, you look over at that lane, you're like, "There's the soft tyranny.
That's
it's
right.
mocking me."
That's right. It's laughing.
And
at
then
me.
here's somebody who's driving through, and they've paid for their soft tyranny.
Yeah, again, they paid twice. Isn't that a government thing to do? They'll have you pay twice, dude. They don't care.
I love when soft tyranny drives by you going 85, and you're like,
and it's flipping you the bird.
Dang it!
I hate you. And there's that little bit of me that takes joy when those people were in the pay lane and traffic's moving just fine. I'm like,
I know. I'm sure you're that guy who's like, as you get closer to it, and you're making that decision of, I'm not paying for something I've already paid for. And so then you turn into my dad. And so you make sure that you drive real slow in your lane while other people are flying by, and you're like, I'll show them. I'll show you. I'm not paying for this again.
No. I just, if you see it differently, 404-741-1230, tell me why I'm wrong. I'm sure there's somebody out there that's going to say, nope, here's why you're wrong, Tug. I want you to do that. Help me come to grips with my my frustration.
I mean, didn't you ever do like a fast pass or anything else like that at Disney? Something you're paying for special access for? Now, granted,
we've only been to Disney twice.
Because, yeah, you bought the pass to get into Disney. Then you're spending extra. Now it's different. Everything's now done through an app, and there's different priority statuses and stuff. But the old way used to just be, you bought the ticket, and you're like, well, I bought the ticket. What do you mean I can't just, well, then there's other people who have Fast Pass, which means they have an assigned time, and they come in, and they go right to the front of the line. That's what they paid for.
But you have a choice to go to Disney. They don't give me a choice to pay my taxes or not pay my taxes.
No, but you have a choice whether you want to get in that lane or not.
Yeah, But I've already paid for my.
I know,
and I was forced to. I'll go to jail. They'll put me in jail if I don't pay my taxes.
Can't imagine when the sheriff's department shows up at your house. Mr. Coward, it's time to go to jail because you didn't pay for your Fast Pass taxes.
We didn't. No, you didn't pay for your state taxes that ultimately paid for that road.
I'm not coming out.
That's right.
Go away.
They start kicking in the door. Kick it in. I don't care.
It's like, could you imagine them having to explain that at sheriff's department? So he got a bunch of toll tickets and he just won't pay them.
He just will not. So we've arrested him.
So we're going to put him in the drunk tank for a couple hours to see if he'll come up with the $85 he owes us.
I know, right? It's $85. But dude,
it's soft tyranny. I won't put up with it.
That's right. They call me Paul Revere. I'm the guy. I'm the one spreading the warning about these 16 miles of tolls up Georgia 400 because y'all have them on 75. I know they're up there.
Yeah, we're gonna get them on 400.
85 got them. At some point, I'm sure 20 will get them. It should piss you off as much as it does me.
Well, thank you. Stephanie even chimed in too.
Oh yeah,
she's calling it the BS.
It is. It's total BS.
We didn't have them for the longest time, and we didn't. They were all paid for, and we were told once it was all paid for, the tolls would come down. They did come down,
and now they're putting them right back up.
Now they're talking about putting them back up.
They're taking your money left, right, and center, man.
Low down, sneaky,
dude. Low as a snake's belly. All of them. Every one of them that decided to do this. You know who else gets it? The people that put up those traffic cameras. Hate them too. I hate them. Hate them. And I always try to drive responsibly, going through the school zone. And they're out there. They're just in case you do something wrong. We've got some cameras to catch you.
So we know who you are.
You got
a picture of your plate.
I hate. Credit to Ben Burnett. When he was on the Alpharetta City Council, he was the only person that voted against the traffic cameras.
So I got one time where I got a ticket for that. And technically it wasn't me. So it shows up at my old Alpharetta home, and it's for driving through the red light downtown Alpharetta. And my wife's just like, "What did you do that? Why would you? What were you even doing over there? I can't believe you got this ticket." And then she looked at the date, and then it all kind of clicked in. This was driving me home after she had my wisdom teeth pulled. Now, I went in to get 2 wisdom teeth pulled. They put me under. She's like, "Take them all." She's like, "Take them all."
Yeah.
She's like, "Go get all 4 on them." And so I was out of my mind, like giving everybody hugs.
Oh, yeah.
Bleeding everywhere.
Yeah.
Happy drunk as could be on medication. And apparently I distracted her so much she ran the red light and got a ticket.
That's not that surprising, man, because when you're under like that, I remember having that done when my son needed it, and he was wacky. and it became a thing there for a while where kids would have their parents film them so they could share it on social media, just how crazy you are.
It's the one kid who said, "Is this real life?"
That's right.
That was me. I just kept telling everybody, I'm like, "I love you. Y'all did an excellent." I'm like shaking hands, like, "Y'all did an excellent job.
I hope we do it again soon."
I was hoping excellent job.
Man, because complaining about government, I might as well stay on this course. When I was in the Navy, I got my wisdom teeth taken out, all 4 of them. They told me, they're like, "Yeah, they're grown in fine, but it's just the Navy's policy to take them out. So you don't need to take them out." Okay.
Okay, Navy.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, they numbed me up good, but it wasn't like they did with my son. It wasn't a nice, easy procedure. Dude, they just took some sort of utensil and smashed.
Oh.
I could hear it. It didn't hurt, but I could hear it. And I could still hear that sound to this day.
I was out. I'm happy to be out.
Exactly. Right? They don't do that. In the Navy, it was, and I was like, "Oh my," it was awful.
That'd been very simple for me. Well, I don't need to be in this man's Navy.
I've got to go.
I was like, "You better put me under. You better put me under if you're going to do this."
They didn't. They numbed me up and just smashed all 4 of them.
And then the only other time I've ever had a surgery, man, I wish they put me under.
What would you have done?
Got the snipping done down there to make me less potent.
Yep.
And that was extremely unpleasant.
Yeah, it is. It's not a
wonderful.
No, it's not
situation.
I did that because I didn't want my wife to have to do it.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Same. I mean, because you're gonna take the.
She didn't want to be on any weird. She'd been on medication since she was like 18.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I was like, all right, I'll
do it. I'm gonna man up.
And it was awful.
It was terrible. I feel like she still owes me to this day.
I kind of feel like I was lied to.
It's like, it's no big deal. It's just a little pinch, and you sit on some peas.
Like I was done wrong.
Yes, you were. Well, you were.
And just the whole experience. Again, there was nothing painful or any of that stuff. It's more of just what was going on. And also at the time, too, my doctor was like, "Oh, now it all makes sense." I was like, "What?" He's like, "You have significantly more nerve endings here than a lot of other people." I was like, "Huh?" He had to. Let me ask you this. And this will be a personal question for Tug as we get into the personal 9 o'clock hour. Yeah. Do you remember how many times they shot you up with the, whatever it is, the numbing fun?
2, 3, maybe? Something
8.
Like that. 8? You had 8?
8.
Guys, it's been a long time, so maybe there was more, but I don't think it was 8.
No.
I don't remember it being 8.
After 2, he was like, "You should be good." And I'm like, I'm not
yet. Things are not good.
And then he's like, 2 more. He's like, "Okay, did you feel that?" I was like, "Yep."
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's why that played out. So, yeah, he plugged 8. Me. Yeah.
Dude, you had the worst.
And then he was like, "Well, now I understand why you're so sensitive."
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. There you go, everybody.
Now,
found out something more about your
Uncle Los,
your friendly, brave morning show heroes.
That's right, exactly. Doing it for your wife.
And you can show up here anytime because we cannot get you pregnant.
That's right. No worries.
Only Jerry.
No concerns. Yeah.
Jerry's the danger.
Jerry's
the danger.
He's the potent.
Still firing hot.
That's right.
Oh, man.
I was going to say, neither one of us are the Walter White. And Jerry's like, "I am the danger."
That's right. When we come back, surely they're not accusing Buc-ee's. My mama calls it Boosies. Surely they're not accusing Buc-ee's of anything inappropriate. I'll play them and let you decide, and then you'll laugh at them because of what they say. even after they've made this accusation. Next on Extra.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to Extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Wednesday, August the 6th. The Atlanta Braves have dropped 2 straight at Truist Park to the Milwaukee Brewers, including a 7-2 loss last night. Game 3 of the series goes down tonight. Spencer Strider does make the start for the Braves. He'll be opposed by Jose Quintanilla. First pitch is set for 7:15. You can hear that game on our sister station's brand new app, 680 The Fan. From the NFL, ESPN and the league have come to an agreement in which ESPN will acquire the NFL Network and the very popular NFL Red Zone programming. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
There's a tidal wave of clean car happiness sweeping across Braves country. Tidal Wave Auto Spa is your go-to car wash destination for a game day ready ride. Experience Major League Clean at Tidal Wave, the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves. Stay clean car happy all season long with membership discounts, exclusive giveaways, and more. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com/Braves for details.
My car is happy. I am happy. Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
Don't miss out as your Atlanta Braves face the White Sox and Mets August 18th through the 24th. Fans can look forward to 3 giveaways during the series, including the Spencer Strider vinyl record giveaway on August 19th, featuring music from some of Spencer's favorite bands, plus a post-game performance at the Battery Atlanta Green, hosted by Spencer. And on Friday the 22nd, join us for a special alumni night presented by your local Ford dealer to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the 95 World Series Championship. Check out the pregame alumni parade down Battery Avenue, featuring fan favorites like Greg Maddux, Fred McGriff, Javi Lopez, and more. And then receive a 95 World Series replica ring presented by Coke. Then we keep the fun rolling on Saturday with the first annual hunting and fishing night, including some fun activities courtesy of the Georgia Department of Natural Resources in the Battery Atlanta, and a camo rope hat giveaway presented by Realtree. Get your tickets at Braves.com/promos. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
An investment in your home is something that will pay off in the future, but it's something that you can enjoy right now. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All 4 Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. A beautiful new garage door, entry doors, and windows are an investment you can love every day, and they will increase your home's value, energy efficiency, and curb appeal. All 4 Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and high-quality work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Eggland's Best. The only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Field service engineer positions offered by Electa Inc. in Atlanta, Georgia. Perform low-risk troubleshooting and repairs on the designated modality with a 50% success rate of diagnosing the problem while working within the escalation procedure. Requires up to 50% domestic travel. Requires a valid driver's license. Employee reports to Atlanta, Georgia, but may telecommute from any location in the U.S. Please submit resume to faith.gordon@elekta.com. Reference job ID 8648918.
I'm Gianna Gelosi with your Fox True Crime Minute. The home at the center of a Netflix TikTok cult documentary was raided last week. Federal and local law enforcement served a search warrant for alleged sex trafficking at a home owned by a controversial pastor, Robert Shin, the subject of the Netflix docuseries Dancing for the Devil, the 7M TikTok cult. The warrant was also issued for allegations of tax evasion, mail fraud, money laundering, and COVID-19 pandemic-related accusations. Shin is the pastor of a religious nonprofit he calls the Shekinah Church. He also runs a management company, 7M Films, that recruits young dancers, many of whom accused him in the docuseries of unsolicited sexual advances and manipulation techniques, also claiming Shin was controlling from their dances to their financial decisions, making them turn over a large portion of their money to the church. Shin filed a defamation suit against the former church members who countersued. That case is now set to begin in October. There's more on this story at foxnews.com or subscribe to the Fox True Crime Podcast. I'm Gianna Gelosi with your Fox True Crime Minute.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Look at the poor Democrat Party. For years, they told us nothing could be done about illegal immigration unless they passed some more bills in Congress. How long did it take Trump to put the lie to that? 2 days.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Tug and Los until 10, then back, Clay and Buck And the local afternoon show with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. The Kimmer Show, 3 until 6 on Extra 106.3. I think Buc-ee's is fine. I must admit, I'm not the biggest Buc-ee's fan. I try to avoid it. It's just too big, too much going on. We were coming back home from North Carolina and accidentally got off on the exit that the new Buc-ee's had just opened. I was trying to go opposite direction. So many cars were filing into. I couldn't get off the interstate ramp to make a left to go down to a regular gas station because Buc-ee's had all the people trying to get to the new Buc-ee's were blocking the box. They're blocking the intersection.
You can't have that.
Yeah, I know, right? Took forever. And then I had to come back through all that traffic to get back onto the interstate. And I was like, never again. And so I've been to Buc-ee's. It's fine. The brisket's good. The bathrooms are clean. Plenty of pumps. All of it. There's just too many people for me.
Okay, I get that.
So it's just not my thing.
And you're a people person, yet there's too many.
Yes.
In a confined area.
Because I just want to go get my gas quick and get back on the interstate. I don't want a mall experience.
The last time I was there, and I kind of got a little frustrated.
Really? Okay, you too.
Only because I just wanted to get gas, and you had a number of people who basically parked at the gas tanks without getting gas.
And then they go in and spend an hour.
And I'm like, oh.
It's frustrating. It is.
Yes. Whereas a regular gas station, I'm in and out. I'm done. No problem. Go to my local QT, 3-minute process. I'm going to start pumping gas, going to run inside, going to grab myself a can of energy drink, back outside, gone.
Love that.
Whereas,
efficient.
Now, I will change the game on this one, though. When I've got the kids and we're heading down to Florida for a volleyball tournament, or if we're heading on over to Alabama to go and see the in-laws, we make a Buc-ee's run, because nothing keeps them happy for like an extended amount of time, 5-6 hours, like a bunch of stuff from Buc-ee's.
Yeah. I'm not saying, like I said, I think it's wonderful. I just don't like to go.
I don't make it a regular.
Yeah, I don't like to go. Have been, but I never in a million years thought somebody would call Buc-ee's racist.
How's Buc-ee's racist?
You see, you would think.
I'm very curious.
When you hear this woman, you're going to be completely exhausted, just like I was, at how insane this woman sounds.
I am currently at Buc-ee's, which has a well-established history, especially in the last few years, of being racist. But why am I stopping at Buc-ee's then? Well, there are a lot of moments in which a company does racist things, and while some people can boycott, everybody can't, especially without safety being a really important factor. Whenever we travel across the country, like we are currently doing, driving back from Atlanta down to Texas, after driving from Texas up to Ohio and a bunch of other states, Buc-ee's is one of the only places where we can safely not only get gas, but also get food that isn't going to make you sick. If you have never driven through rural America, if you're not somebody who's experienced in general whenever it comes to driving cross country, you may not realize how hard it is, especially in certain places, to get somewhere where you can use a clean, safe restroom and where you can buy food that isn't going to make you sick, especially whenever you have a disability. So as much as we absolutely hate the things that Buc-ee's has done in the past few years, it's one of the only places that we can still reliably go. This same thing happens when we talk about places like Walmart and sometimes even Target.
Okay,
people
you
condemn other
get
people
the gist of this. She just continues on and on and on and on.
So she is claiming and pointing out a scenario in San Antonio, Texas, where you had people that were suspected of shoplifting were kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
And they then claimed, well, Buc-ee's is racist.
She calls it well-established. We had to look it up to figure out what well-established was. But then, it's almost like the Chick-fil-A argument, right? They're horrible, but we love their food so much we're going anyway. So you're going to call it terrible, yet you're going to go there anyway because it's safe, it's clean, and they have decent food. Like, we're going to look over their quote-unquote well-established racism to enjoy the fruits of Buc-ee's. These people are exhausting to me. It's unbelievable. Like, when I've decided that something isn't good for me, I don't do it anymore. I haven't been to Target in years.
Haven't been to Target in quite a while.
I have no interest in going to Target. They lost my business. I'm not going. I know it's nicer. I know it's cleaner. The experience is better than some other box stores. Yet I go to the others because I have the courage of my convictions.
So let's just say that there was a small store and they made an amazing tofu breakfast taco. But the place was called Hoodies, and it was run by the KKK. I'm probably going to still go to Hoodies.
You're like that.
Because that tofu taco
it's
is
good
probably
enough
incredible.
It's good enough for you.
And what am I going to do? Like, they got clean restrooms, and they got tofu tacos.
But it's like the people, I'm telling you.
And what am I going to do? Like, I'm going to look at the guy who's making the tofu tacos and feel like I'm being discriminated against. I'm like, you're having to serve me, Joker. Like, come on. You got to throw another one in there. You know, I mean, if you're so concerned about racism from Buc-ee's, either don't go or recognize that everyone there is there to serve you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's all about perspective, right? But isn't it crazy, though? It's the same thing that they try to demonize Chick-fil-A with. And then you had the crazy, the one that blew up the most recognized, the one that was actually well established, when the man went through the drive-thru and was so awful to the young woman at the drive-thru window that he called her horrible names and tried to lure her into an argument, and she did nothing but be kind to him and show him respect. And he filmed this whole thing, and he couldn't wait to put it on social media. And then people saw what a jerk he was, and he got fired at his job, but for being so awful and placing it on social media. Well established, that story is. People never, I mean, they're so exhausting. They're always looking for something to be mad about. This woman's a liberal, without a doubt. She has to be a liberal because she's looking for something to be angry about. Conservatives don't.
This is the problem that we end up with in social media. And once you get this one that does end up making its way around, and everybody shares it, and then it shows up on our radio show, well, then she's going to make 4 or 5 more every day.
Right.
And that's what it's going to become. And it's
see if she can make some money off of it.
Yeah, it's just old school. Like, I've made it a point now. I try to have as little interaction with this stuff as much as possible. And I'm not really tweeting all that often. Xing. And I'm certainly not doing any videos.
Yeah, me either.
Because my thinking is, I've got to protect 6 to 10. And everything that comes off of 6 to 10, if you happen to hear something on the show or you want to respond to something on the show, that's where I'm going to do it. If it has something to do with the show after the show, that's where I'm going to do it. But the last thing I'm doing is, hey, what do you think about this?
Just
like,
putting it out there.
Wait for 6 to 10.
Yeah, exactly. Come back. I'll tell you.
Yeah. What am I going to do? Answer you because you have a question about something you already have formed an opinion on at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? That's my time.
Or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Or 2 o'clock in the morning. That's when some of them come out. I'm like, oh my God, why is my feed filled with this stuff?
Because they're angry.
Tell me yes or no. Do you want the Epstein files out? Yeah, I've already said this many times.
They're so angry. They're looking for something else to be angry about, because if they run out of things, I mean, what else will they do with their time if they don't have something to be mad about?
The search feature is truly one of like the most fun things to have on X. So if I was to go to that woman who posted that video and then searched on her page, racism, racist, whatever, you will see a laundry list of things. I guarantee.
It will look like Drake Baldwin's spray chart.
Yeah. It's like, how many times can you possibly have this thing out here? It'd be over and over and over again.
Yeah, nonstop. Just angry, looking for something to be angry about.
I was thinking sometimes it's just a weird attention seeking.
I do too. No, I think that's right.
Like, listen,
I do too.
I'd go to Hoodies for the taco. She's going to Buc-ee's because she wants the attention.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, I want to safely use the restroom. I was like, it's a great restroom.
Yeah, she wants to use it and benefit from it, but she wants the attention also.
Yes, all of it.
She wants everything. You're trying to tell me she wants it all. Yeah, she definitely does.
There's no place called Hoodies, and if it does ever exist, I will. It depends on what they make.
And how good it is.
How clean the restrooms are.
That's right.
If they have a 2-for-1 on Zen, I'm going to stop.
That's right.
Take care of Jura.
That's right. Take care of Jure.
Yeah, man.
And give him some Zen points on top of
He'll be
it.
like, where'd you get this? I stopped over at Hoodies. Oh, God.
Dude.
They got the best prices in town, Jura.
What do you want me to do, man?
I'll shop there.
What do you want me to do? That'll do it for us. Thank you for being here.
They're real racist in there, though.
They make good tacos. Oh, they're great. For Front Office Los and Dre, I'm Tug. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Live and local news talk continues at 3 p.m. with Kemmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's the Kemmer Show, only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.